Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give some of y'all a little bit of time to tune in. First things first, happy MLK Day to everybody. Hope everybody had a blessed and productive Monday. Hopefully everybody was able to get through their day to day, whether they had to work or not. Hopefully everybody is staying warm in the cold spots too. I want to thank those who popped into the live earlier this afternoon. Like I said, that was just definitely something, just the morning inspiration, talking with the people. That's it. Hey, Tracy, blessings. Craig, salute. And the title is clear as day. Um, I will be having an open panel discussion. I'm going to give some people some time to tune in. Yeah, I did the same, but I'm at work right now, so but at least it's not cold like it was this weekend, so that's a good thing. Um, all in all, though, this hopefully should be a good topic of discussion tonight because reform definitely needs to come. You know, and you have some people who are actually out on the forefronts trying to get things done. I got one person that I know for a fact she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's trying to get the community center open and trying to get certain things changed in the schools. And that's what needs to be done nowadays, especially for the parents. Some of y'all know for a fact y'all need to get your kids out of some of these establishments because some of these establishments are not all that reputable in the first place. You know, you have some schools that you surprised are even still open with the reputations that they got. Some schools is hard for kids to even really get an education or learn because they got to worry about other kids. You know, with when it comes to violence or just comes to bullying, it's a lot to deal with. You know, and I feel like this is part of the inspiration for this live because we lost a man who tried to do the utmost for the people and tried to bring a change, not just for one group, but for everybody. The ideas that were sparked and the things that were done, you know, it played a critical role in history. Hey, Angel, blessings. It played a critical role in history because, like I said this morning, even if he didn't get taken out the way he did, he would have definitely sparked some sort of eye-opening revolution because, everybody would have been on the same page, on the same accord, and the same battles would be fought day in and day out, you know? And that's what needs to happen in these schools. See, there's not a lot of people who are willing to get up and try to protest and do what they need to do, especially when they know there are things that these schools or these school districts need. You know, like I said, I feel when it comes to pay for the teachers, especially the teachers who have to deal with kids who have severe aggression or mental depression or any type of mental health issues, you know, they deserve a little bit more than what they get, honestly. They deserve more than just a little more pay, you know, because they got to deal with stuff all year round until June. Then their jobs is technically not even over because sometimes they got to prepare curriculums for the following year. So, even though they got their small window of relaxation, it's not an easy task to try to teach kids, especially when you don't know what old kids you're getting, and then you don't know what the severity of their learning is. You know, you have some kids who could pick up on things real quick. You got some kids who can't pick up anything real quick, and they need that extra attention. That's why I said when it comes to the curriculum, that needs to be changed as well too, because some of these schools really have outdated curriculums. Like I said, they're not really putting what's been put out there, especially things that we knew we discovered. You know, they're not putting all of that into it. It's like they almost want to teach them the basic math, social studies, and whatever. But there are a multitude of things that have happened over the course of time. So just like with time changes, the educational part has to change too. Like I said, some of these kids you gotta give them something that'll spark their brain and keep them learning. Because you got some kids, not gonna lie, they'll get bored, especially if they feel they're not being mentally, stimulated enough. Shit, I used to do that in high school. I was the only kid I knew that barely came into one of these classes in particular, and then when I came in, I knew what the fuck to do. You know, there's no way you could tell me I didn't go to at least 60% of my English class and knew what to expect on the test and how to just pass it. And everybody looked at me crazy. Like, how the hell you didn't even step foot in this room? Because some of the stuff you teaching, I already learned this in junior high and elementary school. So until you challenge me with something, I'm just not going to be coming in. And that's how it be sometimes too. Some of these kids be so well intelligent and well rounded, they need something that's going to keep them going. Yo, really salute, my guy. You know, yeah, you got to, because some of these parents they outdated when it comes to certain things. But like I said, we supposed to teach each other. The adults are supposed to teach the kids, and the kids are supposed to teach the adults. Because yes, we know things are getting more computerized now. Social media and everything else is definitely the wave now, and there's certain things that they don't want to use paper for no more. Like I just had somebody the other day ask me why they don't do paper applications no more. I'm like, shoot, because they want everything to be done on the fucking computer, you know. And I feel like some of these schools are trying to train these kids to be not just productive workers for the U.S., but I honestly feel they setting them up for failure to a degree, because some of these jobs you're going to try to go for they already are getting rid of people because of these quote unquote machines and robots that they got to try to eliminate. Like, come on, we got to teach them something better than just education in school. We got to teach them how to maneuver around certain situations now, because some of these jobs are not even going to be jobs no more. They just going to be ran by machine. Which I feel that's going to be a downfall too, because not everything should be computerized. Now, God forbid if something happens and everything crashes to a degree, now you got to go back to the old method. You got to go back to writing down everything, or hopefully remembering everything. You know? Hey, Sky Blue, salute, my guy. Like I said, and this is truthfulness, though. There are a lot of different ways that we could reform what's going on in school, even when it comes down to the school safety. Like I said, you got some schools that it ain't safe for the kids to even go into the buildings or even try to remotely be a part of anything, because it's too much violence. If it's not gun violence, it's gang violence. If it ain't gang violence, it's just, straight bullying. And then now with social media, is so worse now. A kid could come into school not knowing he done got recorded, or knowing that he done been on a social media site, and now everybody is poking fun at a certain situation. You know, there are a lot of different things to take into consideration. Some of these schools, they security guards, they know for a fact These security guards, if they of a certain age, they ain't gonna be able to do but so much unless they are armed security guards. And even then, some of these schools don't have proper metal detection at all because there's no way you can tell me some of these kids is able to get things in the school and nobody knows nothing. So, like I said, it's a whole mixed bag when it comes to that. But I honestly feel the reform needs to start from the inside out. The teachers who are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and actually dedicated to helping these kids learn, they need to give, they need to be compensated a little bit more than what they getting compensated. Because it's not easy trying to deal with somebody's kid, especially when you know for a fact this kid probably is coming from a bad background, and 9 out of 10 the family members are probably the same way. So it's hard to try to teach those when you know for a fact you got to deal with more than just the parent aggression. You got to deal with the kid's aggression. You know, just like I said, it's almost like you can't tell these kids or their parents nothing because everybody wants to get emotional. But you can't get emotional when somebody is trying to correct you on a situation, especially when they trying to correct you to do the right things. As far as this, at least getting your life together, getting your education together. And some of these parents need to get back to the old routine of how they used to do it. Some parents used to just pop up in the schools just to make sure everything was everything. You barely got that anymore, you know? And that's why I said when it comes to these type of talks, you're always going to have them here. Because there's a multitude of things that can change. Like I said, we know some of these kids are coming from, they're coming from different backgrounds. Some kids are not coming from the real impoverished parts, basically. You got some kids that are coming from you know, different spots, but they all got to come together under one building. You know, for some kids, it is scary because some kids don't want to have to worry about going to school and possibly losing their life or losing their friends or worrying about bomb threats and stuff like that. See, that's another thing that's become crazy too. Some of these schools, they security is not saying it's lackluster, but it could be better than what it was. You know, yeah, exactly, Craig. Because you gotta look at it, man. You got all these different unions, right? But then guess what? These unions ain't paying these teachers enough to deal with a lot of different things, man. They not. Every other time you look, it's either somebody going on strike or somebody's going on strike. And most of the time, it's because of the pay. People feel they're not getting enough pay or they're not getting what they feel they deserve or just the recognition. Like, you know, and that's the sad part. That's why I said we got to definitely educate these kids on more than just the educational point from school. Got to educate them on life. There's a lot of different things going on now. Like I said, certain jobs are definitely about to be losing more people because they are trying to put in enough AI robots to do the job. And then when it's all said and done, half of these jobs, it ain't gonna make no sense to try to go in them fields. So you gotta definitely pick a trade, or you're gonna have to learn something and start building from the ground up. That's why I said some of y'all parents are gonna have to get on the ball when it comes to the kids. On all angles, you have to. There's a lot of things that's not as good because, like I said, some of these kids are barely going to school now. See, that's another problem too on why it is failing as a whole because some of these kids don't even want to go to school. And depending on the influences that they're around, they definitely not going to go to school. And if they do, they'll probably go for a couple classes and then they'll dip. You know, like I said, what happened to truancy officers? I remember back in the days, I couldn't even go to the damn store without showing them a report card or showing them something that I was free. You know, I used to be going out in the morning to go get my little breakfast because out some days I ain't want to eat school lunch. Yo, where you going? You ain't supposed to be outside showing my program. Look, I'm free till 1 o'clock. You better leave me alone. But you don't even see truancy officers like that no more. The only time you see a truancy officer is if they gotta come to somebody's house because of school related issue. Other than that, you barely see their asses. What happened? Did they defund them? You know? It's crazy, man. It's a lot of things to think about. That's why I said, you have to definitely be a part of these kids' future and their education. Some of you parents need to really wake up. And sometimes you're gonna have to educate yourself too. Because there's some things you probably out the loop with and you need to be in point with it. Because when it's all said and done, this is not just affecting you, it's affecting your kids, it's affecting your future prosperity. You know, like I said, I feel like when it comes to schools, prime example, that should be reinstated and actually implemented. That you need truancy officers out and about everywhere because there are too many kids that could be in school and they're not in school. They busy running around trying to be grown. They busy running around causing mayhem and havoc. And I'm not saying all kids, but some of them kids that know they should be in school, they not in school. They're not learning nothing. How can you learn something if you only focusing on smoking weed, trying to get drunk, trying to run after the girls? That's it. You're not trying to, you trying to get a few quick dollars. That's all that's being implemented in their mind. Nobody's telling them that y'all need to really stay focused in school, do what you got to do. Like earlier, y'all probably heard me live when I told that kid earlier, you better take your ass to school because that's another one I'll be talking about. Know your ass supposed to graduate last year, you stuck back again, and you ain't nigga go to school. I know today was a holiday, but I'm just saying, I tell them this shit every other day, like nigga go to school. You gonna mess around, and I don't want to say it, but I feel like he gonna mess around and he gonna be the main failure out of all of the kids because he ain't trying to do nothing. Busy running around with the wrong people, not listening to any type of fair reason. So, like I said, you can only reach those who are actually trying to help themselves. You know, yo, yeah, salute. Well, yeah. See, you had officers that was on it to a degree. Hey, speaking of I knew you was gonna come in, sis, because you was just the person I was talking about earlier. Glad you did come in. I know, Platty. I see you in here. Because like I said, that is the truth. Yeah, they used to have these damn truant officers be damn near everywhere. And if you wasn't doing what you was supposed to be doing, guess what? They was either taking you back to the school or taking your ass to Spofford for a little bit. You definitely was going to sit there, or they would send you home to your parent. It'd be the worst if they send you home to your damn parent. Because then they go, oh, shit. You know? It's crazy. That's why I said when it comes to reform and stuff like that, yeah, everything needs to be revamped. Like I said, when it comes to truancy, that needs to be revamped. They need to bring that back out and stern and steady like how they used to. Because I'm not going to lie, it's a state to state issue. You got a lot of kids who could be in school, could be trying to learn something, but they refuse to learn anything, or they refuse to even really step into a class. You know, and like I said, some of them are only doing what they're doing because they following behind the people they think is cool. That's why I said the parents too sometimes need to just pop up at the school one day just to see what's what. Because your kid could be telling you, yeah, I'm going to school. But then again, if your kid coming home and they ain't got no type of homework, no curriculum, that should be a red flag in your head right there. Like, hold on. You done been going to school these last few days and you didn't get nothing? Nah, something ain't right. It's crazy, bro. It really is because you want to. see these kids. And then, like, look, you got some situations where kids have lost their life when they know they were supposed to be in school. But because you want to follow behind the wrong type of influences, you done either got arrested, seriously hurt, or died. Just being at the wrong place in the wrong time. You hanging around the wrong people. You don't know what they doing when you're not around them. And then now you done got around them and now they done got you in some mess. You know? Gotta be mindful of things like that. I'm gonna drop the link because, like I said, I know this is a topic that I know everybody could definitely touch on. You know, it's real facts right there, though. There's not enough truancy officers doing the things that they used to do. Like I said, they used to be damn near everywhere you could look. Now, it's not even that way no more. It's literally like, okay, we just go into the house when we need to go to the house and that's it. No, y'all supposed to be making sure that these kids are going to school or getting taken back home because at the end of the day, come on there. They shouldn't be out and about when they know they should be in school during those hours. And if the parents ain't going to take a chance and really step up, then you can't expect much out of your child. Sorry to say it like that. Nah, because you always had those truancy officers, though, bro. You always had those truancy officers that they knew for a fact, all right, we know you're going to try to give us a hassle because we know you don't want to go to school. But then you had those who really cared. Like, you got those who really cared and didn't want to see you going down the wrong path. And then you got to look at it, too. Back in the day, if something did happen and it was on or around them, they was responsible, nigga, because they were supposed to be doing their job. They were supposed to make sure your ass got back to school or got back to wherever until it's time for you to go home. You know, but it seemed like that done disappeared. It definitely disappeared. You know, and I feel like this too. Another thing that should be revamped, like I said, for those teachers who have to deal with, you know, with the unruly kids, especially those with the aggression issues, you know, I feel like this. They definitely deserve a little bit more credit and high praise because where some teachers would fail and show their anger or show their disgust, some teachers take it in stride and just keep doing what they're doing because they believe and not giving up on kids. So they definitely deserve a lot more than what they getting. And like Craig said, I do feel that same way too. It should be ran by the government. It should not be ran federally because the federal funds you're supposed to be giving to these teachers and these schools is not going the way it's supposed to be going to. It's supposed to be going towards books and shit like that. A lot of times not going to books. That's why I said when it comes to your kids and their education and their overall well-being, a lot of you parents are gonna have to step up on this forefront. Let's see y'all over here. Hold on, I got y'all. Craig, what's good, my guy?
Whoa, whoa. Everybody salute.
What's good, my guy?
Man, what's up, man? This is a great topic, Nate, man. One people should be talking about more, man. I got his name was Mr. Williams. Got a truant officer, man, back in Harvey, Illinois, man. When I tell you every morning, like I was on one, you know what I mean? I was trying to do me, not going to school, get in school every day. This man would come. He would circle through my neighborhood. He would cut behind the railroad tracks because I had some cutways where I could dip off and be in the cut. Had a little treehouse one. This man would be in slacks, slippery ears, and a button up. And this man would walk through the muddy tracks to get me every day. He would find me to make sure I went to school, man. And I always wanted to see him as an adult and shake his hand and tell him thank you because he really put forth a effort to try to make sure I went to school. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, it was easy to me, but I was missing so much school. My mom they sent my mom to court And that man came to court. He was like, Your Honor, it's not this young lady's fault. She do everything she can before she go to work to send this kid to school. He prepared to go, everything, dressed, ready to go. If she take him through the front door, this motherfucker run out the back door. And that's what I did. You know what I mean? I had to say, it ain't my mom, Your Honor. Shit, just me. But out of that was, I came from a boom. I ain't had no good ass tennis shoes. That's why I got a tennis shoe fetish today, man. I got over 50 pair of tennis shoes now because my mama couldn't afford them. I couldn't go to school with them damn Paylesses on and everybody else got the mics on. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, man, it's crazy. The kids is treacherous. The best thing they did was put uniforms in school. That was the best thing they could have did. Because everybody can afford to look real fresh every day. Real shit.
Yeah. See, like that right there. Look, what you just said was describing half of the fucking truancy officers I knew when I was coming up, because you had some who would really go to links end. I remember it was one group that used to be out of my hood. They used to literally go down in the baddest spot because one of the blocks
Hey, Nate, I got a number coming there. I got to call him. I'm gonna check right back in, bro.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had a truancy officer that was really on it like that back out here in the days. They used to, and it wasn't just one. It was literally like 4 of them. They would drive around. They was even going in the toughest spots that they knew for a fact they wasn't really trying to go in. But if they knew these kids was there, they was yanking them up. Like, look, we're not doing this today. You going to school. You going to school or you going home, but you're not going to be out here while we running around here. And trust me, it was nobody kid-wise running around here like that back in the day, because truancy was really on it like that.
I never had
Unless
to
you
worry
was
about
with
that
a
because
parent.
I always stayed my butt in school. But, you know, and this is a prime example. As being an adult, you remember how you were in your youth. You know, and that's one of the things that I tell my grandkids. There ain't nothing you can do that I probably hadn't already done. So if you can think about it and you know that you shouldn't be doing it, don't do it. Just don't. Because we already know we're adults. And it just gets kind of strange, and they're like, you can see the wheels turning in their head, and you're like, oh, yeah, might not be a good idea to be doing some things that we shouldn't be doing. But the other thing too, and this is the part that's really sad, is that the way that the federal funding for schools is done, they give out the funding in blocks throughout the year, and the last part of the funding is done in February. So the first part of March, the schools have already gotten all the money they're going to get for the year for each child. They don't care after that point if the child's in school or not. And I'm not saying that that's on the teacher level, but that's on the school administration level. They don't care if the kids stay there.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it, though. And that's why I said it is like I said, I had to bring this topic up today because, like I said, I was watching that short video, and I commend that. And I think this is a school in Chicago, though. But I don't know I don't know if the school was for like the kids who have, who have those issues I was talking about, or if that was just a regular, but the guy was mad professional. And as bad as he looked like he wanted to curse the kid back out, he just said, wait a minute, didn't I just tell you earlier, I never cursed at you, you don't curse at me. Like, he said it professional. He looked like he was ready to say some other shit. And I'm like, damn. Like, that takes a lot of patience, because like I said, you got some kids who really have issues as far as their emotions and stuff like that. So, sometimes you're going to come across stuff like that. So, they're going to either curse, they're going to act out, or they're going to distract the class at some point. But these are the type of kids too that need that extra attention.
Yeah, and you know what? Every child needs to be handled in a manner that works for them. And when you lump 40 kids into a room and expect one adult to be able to pay attention to everything that's going on in the room and to teach these kids something, the prospects of that are very slim.
That's a fact.
Now, from what I understand, and maybe this isn't true in every school in every state, but my local school, they've broken up the school day so that there's 2 hours in every class.
Yeah.
So you expect a child to sit there on the same subject for 2 hours of the day, and the teacher's probably not got enough capacity to give the child an hour's worth of work.
Yeah. See, like I said, that is the truth though. But see, you know how it was with us coming up. They would break it down to some degree. But see, it was certain days you know you was going to be in the class for more than an hour. See, like with me when I was in high school, I didn't really like lab, but I had to do lab in biology. You know, so it was like, damn, I got to stay here for a whole hour and a half. Like, damn. Like, but at least we had a fun teacher that was making. Sometimes he done made the class so fun we done forgot the damn class was over.
Yeah. Our chemistry teacher at high school, the first day of class, he had mixed up nitroglycerin and put it on a pocket knife and threw it across the room and it blew up.
Shit. Hey, Eve, blessings, sis. Dee Dee, I see you in the building, baby.
Eve, come up here and talk. We got to talk education. Come on, girl.
Nah, but it is the truth, though, because like I said, see, like that was probably the only class in high school I could say that I had to stand there for more than an hour and a half. Mostly all my classes was either 40 minutes to an hour the most. So, you know, it was like you never had to worry about being too bored because we know some people just, they bore the kids. I'm not going to lie. Some of these teachers, they don't know how to really interact to where it could be fun. You know, because I told somebody, I said, education is not just straight study learning. No, you can make it fun too, because some people actually learn things by adding a little bit of fun to it. Like one of my dudes, he couldn't do certain shit, but when he started rapping, he was just like he was putting all the knowledge into a rap, so he could remember certain things, which kind of helped. You know, everybody got different ways of learning, but the main thing is as long as you learn it, you know.
Yeah, and you know the other thing too is we've got kids that are teaching kids. You know, kids that are right out of college with an education degree, trying to handle kids that are, you know, not much younger than they are.
Yeah, see, like what Rachel just said is true too. You got some officers who was really like that though. They was really trying to make sure your ass was in school and trying to learn something because they, you know, because some of them came from that background. They know what the hell to expect, you know. Well, that's why I said the parents too got to come out sometimes and they got to definitely check to see what's going on. Like I said, how can you reform certain things if you're not actually seeing what the hell needs to be reformed? If you're not really taking that chance to go see what's going on in the school. And see, people like Rachel I could respect because, you know, she's trying to get a community center. I think she's already close to getting it. I hope I'm not wrong, sis, but, you know, you're doing your thing. You know, you're trying to bring change the best way you see fit. And I think everybody should be trying to at least do that.
Well, not only that, but if you're trying to teach kids, you got to teach parents to reinforce what you're teaching them. Or you got to have an avenue to have a child where they understand the difference of what you're trying to teach them and what they're doing at home. There's so many things that are involved with children now that, you know, with the cost of living and all that other stuff that goes into it, parents aren't really at home. So kids get subject to watching TV and learning all kinds of things that they probably shouldn't have any knowledge of instead of being kids.
Yeah. See, that's the problem now. It is the truth because, like I said, back in the days, we wasn't exposed but to so much. Even though we know they was exposing us to certain things television-wise, but it wasn't being, you know, it wasn't being heavily, like, thrown in our face, like, literally in our face. Like I said, even when it comes down to, you know, things of and again, fair use for educational purposes is just my views and opinions. When prime example, now that LGBTQ stuff is being thrown in the kids' face, even in school. Now you want the kids to use the same bathroom. You want the kids to learn certain things that they know for a fact is immoral, is wrong, and you want them to try to accept it as a way of life. When we know for a fact these are some things we not going to be able to accept. And I'm like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from anybody. You free to live your life. But like I said, when you force things on kids and you putting things in their face, now that's a problem. Because like I said, see, at least with that community back in the day, like I said, they wasn't throwing everything in our face and they kept a lot of their shit private. Nowadays, ain't nothing private no more. You seeing things on the internet you ain't even supposed to be seeing as a kid. How you gonna explain to a young kid what he just saw with his own eyes when he thought he was just going to watch something that was, for them?
Not only that, but teaching kids sex ed in kindergarten is just wrong.
Yeah.
They have no business knowing any of that information at that age.
Yeah, because I never felt a kid should be.
Huh?
Yeah, that's why I said it's just some things I honestly feel like I said, could change, and I feel those things should change because, like I said, you try to incorporate all this other stuff in school, but you refuse to push not religion, but you refuse to push, the fact that there's religious people who believe in what they believe in. Like you try to separate God from school and work, but you could promote everything else for school and work. Make that make sense. Like that's what I need to make it make sense.
Well, and that's one of the things that I was lucky with when I was a child was that I had neighborhood mentors that would teach me things and guide me on a path to being successful. And it didn't happen at home because I was too wild to be at home. But there were people in the neighborhood that would grab me by my collar and say, "Hey, you don't need to be doing this. Come over here and do this instead." I had some relationships that helped mold me into the person that I became, and I'll forever be grateful for that. But and that's one of the things. Part of our community needs to be looking out for people like that and grabbing kids and saying, "Hey, don't behave like that. Straighten yourself up. Be respectable. And if you want to learn something, come along. I'll show you. But you can't be acting like this."
Yeah, and that's the thing. It goes back to the video I was talking about earlier because now, while the guy was getting cursed out by this kid, I don't know if that was the dean or the principal, but he came in stern and told him, like, get off of that computer. He told him sternly, like, yo, get off this computer. He was like, you're not going to disrespect this man, and he's trying to help you out. If you can't listen to him, we can't listen to you. You can't be on the computer today. Like, it just, but he said it so professional. It was like you couldn't even get an attitude because what he said was right. You just cursed this teacher out for more than 10 minutes. You got half of the kids in the class starting to act stupid now with it because one of the kids was saying, fuck you, and fuck you. And I'm like, well, damn. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they fail to realize a lot of these teachers, don't get it twisted, a lot of these teachers do want to see these kids prosper. But it's hard to sometimes when you got to deal with a mixed bunch of kids. You never know what you might get. And then, some people, if they like prime example, if you supposed to be in special ed, but you not there yet as far as like you don't show no signs of being in, they'll throw you right in the regular spot. Like you had some kids who were special ed that the only reason why they was in there was because of behavior problems. Not so much as because of smarts, because you had some people who were smarter than the devil. Shit, that's what I'm saying. You have some people who are in the special ed because they have special needs that they need, met. Some kids can't read past a certain length. Some kids have problems with math. Some kids have speech impediments, so on and so forth. And some people just got behavior problems. But then the ones that they consider not that dangerous with the behavior problems, they'll slide you right in a regular class.
Well, and having the right resources, and we spend all this tax money paying these schools, and a big portion of that's going back to these teachers unions, which is in turn invested it into political rhetoric. That's not the place for those funds, and that's what I feel like that. Instead of sending the funding to the federal government, the states ought to have a lot more control over the education system. And the funds should be used for the kids and for the teachers and for that kind of stuff, and not for political junk.
Yeah. No doubt, Rachel. Whenever you get the chance, I'll be up here for a little bit. So, like I said, this is something I know everybody should be able to chime in on because we know most of us do want to see change, especially when it comes to the youngins. You know, just like like you said, you had some people who would literally grab you, not so much as yank you up, but yo, listen, you messing up, bro. Let me show you what you're supposed to be doing. You know, and that's how they're supposed to. They're supposed to guide you, even if they ain't your parent. You know, that's why I said, even when it comes to that, nobody is, you know, there's no watchful eyes out no more like it used to be. Yeah, my bad. But, you know, it's true. You know, you have people who, if they love the kids that much, they going to want to see the kids do good. Like, I don't got to personally have no kids for me to want to see a kid do good. It's just my overall mental. Like, you know, you want to see them prosper, and you definitely don't want to see them set back for failure because we don't know what this future really holds. And like I said, some of these jobs, it ain't going to make no sense to learn anything about those jobs at some point because they trying to get rid of everybody, replace the workers with robots. So again, you need to get your kids in order as far as learning a trade, learning a specific skill that you know is going to definitely benefit them when it's all said and done. So I said, when you pull together your resources and do the things you need to do, you pretty much have a blueprint of what needs to be done. Yo, Popcorn, salute, my guy. For those who just tuned in, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, like I said, it's things that people need to think about.
Get off the corner and come into the room. I want to touch on something that was said last night in the live stream. You know,
Sorry, bro.
People do make bad decisions, but that doesn't make people bad. It just makes their decisions bad.
That's a fact.
You know, even with our children and the parents that should be taking care of the children, we all make mistakes, but that doesn't mean we're broken people. It just means that we make mistakes. So, you know, even a child deserves the benefit of being able to be redeemable. Just because a child makes a mistake doesn't mean that they're not fixable.
Yeah.
You know, and there are very few situations that I consider to be unredeemable. One is messing with the child, and the other is murder. You know, those are unredeemable situations.
Yeah.
But as far as education, I kind of think that they need to open up the ability for these kids to decide where they want to go and what they want to learn.
Facts. Yo, Georgia Vikings, salute.
And they need to get rid of this conditioned new math or whatever you want to call it, Common Core curriculum. They need to go back to teaching kids how to read, teaching kids how to write, and kids ought to be held accountable for their grades. They just shouldn't kick a kid out of a grade because they don't want to do the work. If a kid can't read, the kid needs to learn to read. And even as adults, I mean, adults don't always have the greatest comprehension either. But part of our community outreach should be teaching people how to ask for help. Don't be too proud to say, hey, I don't understand something. Can you help me with it? Because there are people around you that could take 5 minutes of their day and make a world of difference to you without spending a nickel.
That's a whole fact. My fault. Fucking these trains running back and forth every like 5 minutes. What the fuck? Nah, I'm in the middle of my first round.
Like
But I'm
you
just,
drop the link, Nate. I was going to drop the chat, and I want to be respectful, and I don't want to do that on top of you. So,
oh no, you good. Like I said, everybody good here, man. You good? Nah, I'm just saying, like the panel was open for anybody because, like I said, I know some people definitely have different views and opinion on how things could be changed, and that's why I said at some point everybody should be logged in with that. And Rachel, I got you. I'm most likely to be doing a live in the morning like I always do. So, you know me, I'll probably drop a link if you want to pop up or whatever, speak about whatever. You know you good, sis. No, that's what I'm saying. You got to take into consideration and don't even take that lightly. Like I said, you know, you have to make sure your kids is on all aspects of the game. Yeah. And some kids act like, you know, they almost act like the adults sometimes. Sometimes adults act like they don't even want to get help when they need it. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, especially if you know you're not knowledgeable on certain things. That don't make you stupid. That just means you don't have knowledge in that one specific area you're trying to get knowledge on. That shouldn't make you feel bad because not everybody is going to be an idiot savant. Like, not everybody going to be a Doogie Howser coming out of fucking, like, come on. Everybody's brain's trained and built different. But the one thing that should be in your brain is never feel that it's bad to ask for help. You got to ask for help when you're a kid, right? You're going to always have to ask for some sort of help, even when you're an adult. So
that's the best tool in your toolbox is your brain. And if you're having trouble comprehending something, ask somebody. Ask me, ask anybody. If you need help filling out a job application, or you need to build a resume, or you're having trouble and you don't understand how to put a shelf together, ask somebody. Don't be too proud to ask people for help, because you know what? There's a ton of knowledge around you. Everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere you look, there's smart people. And it doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means that you don't have the skills that you need. And there's nothing wrong with not having skills.
Exactly.
It's the one that doesn't get asked.
Rachel, I think if you was trying, like prime example, if you was trying to share this live, you could just share it on your community post. As far as the links, I forgot. Like I said, don't give me the line. I'll be doing half of my shit from the phone as we speak. But at some point, I'm gonna have to pull out that laptop.
But I don't have a wrench, but sharing a live stream out's easy.
Yeah.
And, a lot of these conversations that we're having are multiple channel conversations, and they bleed over from one channel to another, and a lot of different areas. But the topics tend to be, hey, we need to be aware, and we need to do a better job, and we need to help other people do a better job and give them skills when they don't have them. The way that I was raised is you went to school to get the curriculum, and the learning took place at home. So it's a lot different than what kids are doing now. Most of them don't even take homework home. Or the parents are having to buy these Chromebooks that are so much a year. When I was in high school, it cost under $50 a year for a kid to go to school.
Yeah.
Now, as I understand it, it costs, upwards of over $500 per child to be enrolled in school, if not more.
Crazy. But you know why they not bringing those real schoolwork home like that? Because, like I said, a lot of these schools now, they trying to do everything computerized now. They trying to do everything. Because, like I said, my goddaughter about to graduate high school. My youngest goddaughter about to graduate high school. But I'm sitting there like, where the fuck is your homework? Why do you even go to school with books? Like, if they not even bringing you with paper shits, like even when it comes to permission slips and stuff, like they ain't even doing that. Everything seemed to be online. You got to check this kid's thing and I'm like, yo, this is too much. Like, this is too much. Y'all try to make everything computerized, and some people not even trying to be funny. Some people are not fully computer savvy. You're not thinking about the ones like the adults prime example, you might have grandparents who are watching over these kids while they in school. If they not computer savvy, how the hell they gonna be able to help the kids?
Right.
Like,
And,
see, nobody thinks about shit like that, man.
I had a niece. I was helping her do homework, and then she was trying to do Common Core math. And her assignment, she had to show her work, and she was working on something that was silly. I mean, it was like subtraction or something. And she's in, like first grade. And she said, we have to do it this way. And I said, well, look at the problem. And I said, you got X amount of quantity of this. And I said, you know what the answer is? You're looking for the other quantity. And so all you got to do is subtract.
Yeah.
And I said, do the math on your fingers. You got digits for a reason. I said, we're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're not allowed to do that.
I never heard no shit like that, though. Not honestly. Never heard no shit like that. I don't know, man. I'm saying everything in the schools have changed. The last time I was in school, I remember they was just starting that, but it wasn't what you called it. It wasn't that core shit yet. It was like in the phases of that, but they was doing some other stuff. And I'm sitting there looking like, yeah, I'm glad I just know how to count money. That's it. I'm glad I know how to count money and measure what I need to measure as far as cooking material. That's it. Everything else is like, what? What the hell is this? Just don't even. What? How did you get here? Look, I can't do this. Nah, because like I said, math wasn't not fully full. Like it wasn't a strong suit. I was passable with math, but it was just like when it came to that shit, I'm like, nah, this ain't math. What the hell is this? Are you kidding me? You trying to sit at home trying to get the thing right. You know it's bad when even your mother looking at the shit like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Like, but the main thing, she did try to help with what she knew she was familiar with. But I feel like with this core math, they only kept a small portion of the old school math, and everything else is all this new fundamental shit.
Yeah, they don't teach arithmetic anymore. They've canceled that with the Common Core math. And they don't teach cursive anymore either. So kids are not even being trained how to sign their name. So,
yeah. See, that was the one thing I at least, even though I'm still not good with the cursive, don't matter. At least I can sign my name and it's readable, so I don't care. Anyway, I got to sign here. Okay, haha.
But even with that, I mean, they're taking the opportunity of the child that may be interested in doing calligraphy or language arts or something of that nature. They're taking that opportunity away by not teaching the children that.
No, that's a whole fact. That part right there is a whole fact. Like I said, it's just a lot of outdated stuff that, they need to start really getting in tune with. There's more new things to learn. You got to get in tune with that. You want these kids to be better. You want these kids to be greater.
Hey, come back, Nate. Don't be dropping out. I guess you guys are stuck with me. I don't know. We didn't do sex ed until 5th grade, Rachel. And I think that's something that ought to be taught at home anyway. I mean, common body biology should be taught in school, but sexual education should be taught by the parents.
That's a whole fact. And my fault. Fucking StreamYard kicked me out of my own live again. How you look, StreamYard, you getting on my nerve, nigga.
How you kick me out my own stream again? See, now I choose violence against the machine. Y'all getting on my nerve. Yo, it's Mike. Salute.
Mother told me I got to sing till you come back. She barking up the wrong tree with that idea.
Yeah, nah, because I just sat there and this shit. That's what the hell. You just kicked me out my own stream again, nigga. Like, yo, it's Mike. Salute, be true. Salute, y'all. Oh man, like I said, it's the truth though. Like it's a lot of things that the kids need to learn, and I feel like they slacking on it because they already know a lot of things they don't want these kids to know, because if these kids know the actual harsh truth, oh yeah, they know what it is. A lot of these kids are going to come together.
We had to do a 10-page report on all the presidents. I haven't seen any of my grandchildren do any kind of reports as far as having to sit down and write it out.
Yeah, everything is on the computer. I'm telling you, everything is on the computer, Craig. They want everything done on a damn computer nowadays. Even the homework. You be like, damn, nigga, what happened to writing? Like,
in my mind, you can go copy and cut and paste the whole report and never have to do an inch of work.
exactly.
Put a thought into it.
Oh shoot, sorry, blessings, sis. Glad you tuned in for the good talk. Because you know it's the truth. Like I said, this was a panel that needed to be open because, like I said, I know everybody has a different view and opinion on how things could possibly change. Like I said, we gotta try to spark the revolution for the kids. Good. And walkie check my ass. My fault, y'all. You gonna try to do me and I'm the damn supervisor. What kind of shit is this? It's not like, but you know, it is the truth though. There's some things that people fail to realize. And even this establishment fails to realize. Not everything is gonna be able to be learned on a damn computer. And not everything is gonna be able to be done on a computer, because some things you might actually have to write out. Especially if you know sometimes you searching in certain engines and they might not have all the full information. Now, when you go grab one of those books that has all the information, you got to write that down.
Yeah, or at least learn how to type.
Exactly. And see, some people don't even know how to type. Some people can type fast. Some people can type slow. See, even the ones that type slow, at least you learning something. Even if it takes you a little minute to finish whatever it is you were starting, at least you're doing what you got to do. See, like it's way different because back in the day, it wasn't no computer. You had typewriters, nigga. Shit. Like, no typewriters was everything.
We never got to touch the electric typewriters or the computers till after we had the mechanical typewriters down.
Yeah.
So in order to get onto an electrical typewriter, you had to be able to type at least 25 words a minute on a mechanical typewriter.
Yeah, it's a whole fact. That's why I said, you know.
Typewriters anymore. And
Sure.
our typing teacher, if you made a mistake, you didn't get to white it out and type over it. Oh no, you start all over again.
Yeah. Nah, but what you just said was some facts right there, though. Just like what the word just said was facts too. But see, like I said, you have some teachers who actually want to. You got some teachers who actually don't even go with the curriculum. They go with what the fuck they know, especially if it's to better the kids. And so you got some teachers who don't fully follow the curriculum. If they have knowledge on specific areas, they're gonna do what it is they do. But some of them are gonna try to make the curriculum fun so the kids don't be bored. At least you can say, damn, like, yeah, he might have whatever, but hey, he made it fun. And he definitely made us learn something.
Yeah,
You
my
know?
punishment as a child was doing yard work. And then it got to a point where it wasn't punishment anymore. It was a job. I just went and did it for somebody else. I got paid.
Mm-hmm.
In sixth grade, I dug a ditch for a guy and charged him $175 from his house to his garage so he could run an electrical wire in it.
Yeah.
about 50 foot of trench, about 3.5 foot deep. They didn't want to do it. I was like, hey, I'll do it. I don't care. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, but see, you had the motivation to do something, like I said. And some things be thrown right in their direction, and sometimes they just won't grasp it. But you know what it is too? Like I said, sometimes they want to follow the crowd. That's why a lot of them ain't really going to school. They following behind. They want to be part of the cool crowd. Nah, these niggas ain't going to school. Well, I gotta go to school. Yeah, you would want to go to school because you. See, like when I was doing like prime example, I messed up high school to a degree. But I couldn't fully blame myself neither because the school I was going to, they had free periods. So it was like a college-based high school. So it was like if I didn't have a class after 10 o'clock, I wouldn't be going to my next class like 1 o'clock. So for those 3 hours, I was roaming around doing whatever. Even though I know I could have been in these like certain study halls doing certain things, I was bored as shit. Then sitting in there, it's like, nah, I'm out there. We gonna do what I do. But see, I can never say nobody forced me to cut. Nobody forced me to do anything. I did my own thing. Like, I was
engage.
Yeah, because that's the one thing.
There wasn't an opportunity for somebody to show you the benefit of being engaged. And it's every child is different. Every child is motivated different.
Yeah.
You know, even my grandkids, every one of them has different things that you can say to them that gets them in a mood where they'll pretty much do whatever you ask them to do. So, and that's why I say you get 40 kids in a classroom with one teacher is too many kids.
Sometimes it can be more than 40 kids.
And especially if it's a young teacher, it's say under the age of 35, trying to deal with high school kids.
Facts. Sometimes it'd be more than. Sometimes it would be more than, depending on what school. Sometimes it'd be more than 40 kids jammed in the class. So you had to definitely worry about all the extra help. Like, damn, these extra kids coming in, and that's why I said, yeah, it is true. They need to. It was supposed to be breaking down some of these curriculums, like some of these classes you trying to hold for an hour and a half. No, you shut it down to like 45 minutes at best. You know, this way, even if if the class is a whole hour, you should be able to break down what you need to break down at least before the bell ring. And some of my teachers used to do that. They'd break down a whole 2-hour lesson in less than a half an hour and then just be sitting back waiting for you to. Y'all got anything to add to it? Y'all want to ask any questions or whatever before anything? All right. Class dismissed.
You know, like my graduating class was 178 people. My daughter's graduating class was over 1,600 people.
Shit. Damn.
So
that's a lot of kids, though. That is.
They had to rent a college gymnasium for their high school graduation ceremony, and it was almost 8 hours long to go through 1,600 kids.
That's crazy.
So and that's in a suburb of Wichita, Kansas. I can't imagine what it's like out in LA or some of these other places. The class sizes have got to be as big or bigger than that.
Yeah, man, it's the sad part about all of it though, because you want to motivate the kids, definitely. You definitely want to see reform. And you definitely want to see that when it comes to, like I said, some of these teachers don't get enough credit as it is.
Yeah, and
you got some
burnout early.
Yeah, you got some teachers that don't want to even be bothered because the only reason why they don't want to be bothered is at certain time frames is because, you got to look at certain situations that happen. You got these kids trying to raise up to the adults. I don't think I never really wanted to fight any of my teachers. I might have threatened one, but that was because he already knew what it was. You was a racist, so you already knew what it was with my time. It didn't take me long to know that what a racist really stood for. And I said, oh, okay, so we're going to have one of those. So everybody else get to do what the fuck they do. I ain't even say nothing. And you want to pick, all right, we got this. And I think after I threatened him, even though I got suspended for a couple of days, I think he got the picture when I came back to school. Like, I really wasn't playing. Like, I would have somebody come to this school and literally wait for you after school, sir. Like, like, I don't think you want to bark that tree, you know? Nah, because it was to a point where it was like my mom's thinking it was me to a degree. She came up to the school and seen for herself. So it was like, yeah, you know, some of these teachers, they don't want to deal because they feel, oh, they going. You got some teachers that really try to keep their composure because you got these kids that will really raise up to them and want to fight. And you be like, are you serious? I'm trying to teach you and you talking about snuffing me or fighting me. And some teachers ain't going to tolerate it either. Some teachers are actually, okay, you fail to realize if I got to put my hands on you, I don't care about losing this job. You got to worry about coming back to school, though. If you can even get back into school, because this is what some of these youngins fail to realize. You're trying to fight adults that's trying to help you, right? Now, guess what? That don't make just you look bad. That makes your parents and your background look bad. It's a black eye. Yeah, we know some teachers, you know, some teachers provoke shit. Not saying all of them. Some teachers are provokers. But then you got those who are actually trying to teach, and they even got to worry about, is this kid trying to fight me for real? Like, what the hell said? What was said that you want to fight me so bad?
Well,
I was in a situation where the dude should have lost his job, but he didn't lose his job. And in all honesty, I couldn't fully blame him because the kid literally just came into class and punched his glasses off out of nowhere. Before he could even say, you know, everybody sit down, want y'all to take out your books, and he just came in, punched the hell out of him. And I can't blame him because he ain't whooped the kid ass, but he did slap shit out of him. I ain't gonna hold you. It was just that like back into reality. The kid was shocked that he slapped him back. Like I'm not tolerating that, and we're not gonna go through this every day. We're not gonna go through this. And sometimes you're gonna have to discipline kids, like you said, the way sometimes it sees fit. And some kids don't learn nothing unless you really discipline them. But if they ain't getting disciplined at home, it's hard for anybody else to try to fully discipline. But see, if this was back in the day when them schools allowing shit, oh, them rulers was definitely for it. Oh, you want to talk about mothers today? Let me get that ruler real quick. Let me show you why you're not going to be a disruption to my class no more. Oh! You know?
yeah, and the other thing too is just like adults, not every child is going to get along with every teacher. Not every teacher is going to get along with every child. You know, and sometimes you have to separate the teacher and the child and put them in different environments.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact, word. Nah, bro, like I told you, son, you growing. And people are going to hear that, son. I'm going to tell you this right now. That's why I told people, no matter what you trying to do, whatever you see is fit for your channel, content-wise, you continuously bring it. Some people, like I said, people are going to hear that. You're going to grow the way you see. I see you almost up to 100, bro. Shoot. You getting there, bro. You just got to keep networking. And like I said, people going to keep pushing you forward. I pushed you twice on my channel, I think. Like I said, people definitely going to. I know a couple people that came to your channel because I support my bro. Because, like I said, everybody brings education one way or another.
It's never too late to learn education. And we should be striving to learn daily, striving to be at a better point tomorrow than we are today.
Yeah. Have a good one, Angel. Appreciate you for tuning in and dropping those links.
Take care, Angel. You're awesome. We love you.
Yeah, Angel definitely good people. For those who just tuned in, you already know, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and somebody
You
drop
know,
Angel's link because we know she ain't gonna do it herself. She's too proud for that. If you don't have Angel in your group of people, you're missing out.
And we got a core group of people here, period, that always, no matter where we at, there's always some sort of fun. There's always something
People
being
in this
important
room
to
that I wouldn't trade for $1 million.
take.
I mean, you got Word, you got Ronan, you got Nate, you got Miss Aussie, you've got Pops, you got James, you got Angel, you've got Eve, you got Dee. I mean, the list is just endless. There's a mountain of knowledge in this room.
Yeah, and some people actually just subbed in today. Some people actually came in and subbed in today. I'm officially over 600 subs so far.
You know what? Word's growing too. And, you know, it may not seem like it's very fast, but it's going to hit like a wave. You know, the minute you hit 6, you're going to be at 9. And the minute you hit 9, you're going to be at 1,100. You know, and Word's jumping fast too. He'll be at 600 probably before the end of the month. But, you know, we're at a point in society where we've got to start teaching people how to be people. Teaching people how to interact with people and teaching people that they're not damaged goods.
Yeah.
You know, we all make mistakes. We're all human. That's part of who we are. And there's nobody that's perfect on this planet. I promise you. And the people who breeze through life without ever having to try, how happy are they? I mean, without having a little bit of failure, you can't enjoy success. You just can't. You just don't even know how to, as a human brain, without knowing the difference between having a really bad day and a really good day, there's no opportunity for you to really appreciate what's really good in your life.
Exactly.
So I'm not scared to fail because I know that once I fail, I'll know what to do to correct it when I'm done.
It's a whole fact right there. But see, here's what I'm saying too, though. Like what I was saying earlier about specific situations. Like I said, it's hard for I'm gonna say it's hard for some of these kids to really try to go to school. But then again, you know, for some of these parents too, if you know you got these kids in a spot where you know it's not too, or if you feel it's just going to be an issue, you know, you're supposed to get them up out of Dodge and put them somewhere where you feel comfortable and safe. You know, and some people are just throw their kids in any school and just say it don't matter as long as you're in school and they ain't got to come on my neck about this, that, and third. I remember one lady did that shit when I was younger. She just threw her son in a random school because they kept coming down her neck. It's already damn near a month of school, and this kid has not been in school yet, or hasn't been put in a school. So it was like, what was you waiting for to try to? And if you wasn't going to put him in school, you should just try to home educate him. You know, and she threw him in any school, and shoot, he graduated. Look, thank God he graduated because the school he was in, shoot, man, listen. If you thought what's going on now is something, that school, I was surprised. Even they changed the name and all, but I was surprised the school is still even open. That was a school that the principal was scared to come out the damn office. Make that make sense. The principal didn't come out that office until the time to leave, and everybody else was leaving. Make that make sense. How scared could you be? Like, you know, or how dangerous could the school be that the principal won't even come out?
Right.
You know, that's what I'm saying. You got to be mindful that some of these establishments, they ain't fully closed. They might have went under new management, so on and so forth. But it's still the same background. It's still the same, you know, like, gotta be mindful of that.
Well, that's what I was saying, and I continue to say it is we have so many retired law enforcement, so many retired military, and so many people in the communities that the schools should be taking advantage of some of that. You know, and we as taxpayers ought to be funding some of that. We ought to have retired cops walking the hallways in the schools.
Yeah, because some of them don't be having nothing to do. Some of them don't be having nothing to do and be actually still walking around in spots like they still on like they on the beat. Like I remember when I was working the first security job I was working when I first even started doing security when I was younger. The guy I was working for was a whole retired detective, and he still was walking around with his piece on him like he was really on the beat. Just the walking on, he was like, "Oh, you definitely could tell you was a cop. You was a ball buster, wasn't you? Like you was one of them niggas." The face said it all. Even down to the little boots, I'm like, "Yeah, you was the ball buster cop. You was the cop that everybody was saying, bro, take it easy. It's not that serious." You was taking it serious, you know.
You know, some of that seriousness could be passion for life too. You know, sometimes we got to listen to those moments. You know, and when we're screwing up and somebody checks us and says, "Hey, you get your act together," sometimes we got to tune into that and realize that they're not wrong. Their approach may be wrong, but you know the message is delivered. So.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you know, it's a lot of things that could definitely be changed, you know. And at some point, everybody gonna have to come together.
Teaching a child, sometimes it requires teaching the parent. So, you know, as parents, people got to be aware of what their kids are doing. That's what I told my son. You know, my grandson was complaining about having some ridiculous classes that he was dealing with. And I told my son, I said, you know, go sit in on one of them classes, see what he's saying. Listen to the kids when they tell you that something's not right at school. Take the time, go sit in the classes and find out what's going on, because it's important. You know, children are not always wrong.
Yeah. That's an old fact.
I know somebody else has got an opinion on education. They come up here and share it. Ronan or Rachel or Miss Aussie or somebody.
Well, I know Rachel, she's working right now. That's why she said she gotta try to catch one of my morning panels. So but I know she's definitely chiming on that. Yo, the word.
Things too is that people can have the opportunity to have these discussions even when they're at a point where they're working. You know, like they may not be able to tune in and be active in it, but at least they can hear what's going on. So no matter what, I know most of them getting out there.
No, but most of them are listening. Whoever is busy, I know they always tell me anyway. I'm in the background listening. So, but you know, I mostly just wanted to bring that up today. Cause like I said, this could be broken down in a multitude of ways. It don't necessarily got to be in one motion, you know. But I mostly just wanted to bring that because I feel like with the day that it is today, it's not even so much as just that it's, you know, it's a holiday and it's supposed to be a memorable day, but it is a sign of inspiration that things need to happen. You know?
Well, it's happening in a manner to celebrate the legacy. I mean, Martin Luther King was very powerful, and he accomplished a lot without ever having to be a violent man to do it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of us it was a lot of different situations where nobody was really violent. I mean, besides Malcolm and besides the Black Panthers and certain ones, but see, even then they wasn't too violent. They was doing certain protests, but they wasn't violent unless they had to be.
No, but at the same time, there was violence directed at those people.
Yeah, because they knew what they stood for. And of course, ignorance will always try to rear its ugly head when they see its changes coming. And when it's more than just one group banding together, they don't want to see that. So,
that's one of the things I said in a live stream the other day. I think it was over a Words live stream. If one person gets up and dances, everybody look at him like a fool. But if one person gets up and dances, somebody else gets up and dances, and before you know it, you got a crowd of people dancing, and nobody's going to shut that down.
Exactly. But this is the truth, though. Like I said, when it comes to those, like I said, education, that definitely need to be reformed. Security in the schools definitely need to be reformed. Just the way that things are being teach these kids need to be reformed, period. You got some teachers who are actually doing the right things and the right steps. But then you got those who are completely clueless on how to teach kids, you know?
We got to go back to a situation where we're teaching parents how to discipline children, because timeout doesn't work, and giving everybody an award, whether they burned it or not, doesn't work either.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is setting a child up for failure, because they just expect that they're going to win no matter what. And life isn't that way. Life doesn't care whether you win or you lose.
Definitely don't.
You know, so when you tell a kid, "Oh, it's okay, you didn't meet the bar, but we're going to let you slide on it anyway," you're setting them up for failure.
Yeah, because they ain't gonna never understand. They ain't gonna never understand what it means to really do something on your own. That's almost like with the kids that's in sports now. Like, see, like I said, my god sister went to school with Stephon Marbury. And it's no disrespect or nothing, but he needed tutoring in certain spots because he almost didn't play for the team. Like, they was really on it. Like, a lot of these schools is on it. If you didn't keep your grades at least to B average, or if you wasn't just keeping up what you were supposed to be keeping up, or even if you didn't go to none of your classes and you was failing, you wasn't playing no damn sports, then you'd be sitting on that bench. And my god sister tutored him. And she was 2 years younger than him, but she tutored him. My god sister is a high function, mentally challenged, but she's smart. She should be another Bill Gates. But you know, like I say, you know, you're gonna have different people that teach you certain things. Like, should he feel a type of way because a person with mentally, you know, with mental development issues taught him something that he didn't know, and he's nothing wrong with him? No. If anything, he appreciated that because, like I said, there was a lot of people that was supposed to be legends to a degree. Some of them, you know, they didn't like the fact that they was getting tutored. But then again, how can you get mad when you're trying to better yourself and learn something for the future?
Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, I wanted to play basketball, but I wasn't good enough to play on the team.
Yeah.
And I went to practice every day anyway. Wasn't on the team, but I went to practice every day with the kids because I wanted to improve myself. And so the team made me a team captain.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah, because you're going to get those.
Every day and improve my game. And I got pretty decent at basketball, but it just wasn't of the caliber in 7th grade where I could play the game and be good enough to be on the team. I didn't give up. You know, and I got out of being a team captain. So,
yeah, because you did the right. See, you did what you felt was good. You know, like I said, sometimes kids are gonna want to be a part of something, and even if they can't be a part of that, that don't mean nothing. Like, shoot, it was times I used to go with my cousins and them. They used to be playing in the tournaments and all of that shit. I wasn't really playing in no tournaments, but I used to run the little scrimmages with them. Like I said, because it was just something to do, and a lot of times it wasn't so much as me picking up a pointer or two. It's just like I said, that was just the exercise, and that was just something I enjoyed doing. So, you know, like I had a couple times when I went with people to practice. You know, son, I don't know why they ain't trying to put you on a team with us. I was like, because I'm not trying to. This is just like a hobby to me. Like,
it's entertainment for me. I don't care.
because even when it came down to football, it was a lot of times they go, "Yo, I don't know why you ain't trying to," because it's just a hobby. I don't. If I really wanted to get into these things, I would have gotten to it. But then again, I know when it comes to that, you have to keep your grade average up. So, and then my school didn't even have a team. So, I wouldn't have been going through all that shit for nothing. You know, it was just like, yeah, it is what it is.
I definitely agree with what Miss Ossie said. Even if you don't teach your kids at home for a year or two, go sit in on their classes, see what they're learning, see what they're going through in the schools.
Yeah, that's how you get a better understanding of what your kid might need and what your kid don't need. It's not that hard to do. If y'all can come up for the times they call you up for disruptions, y'all should be able to come up on a sneak visit. My mom used to do that every so often. She used to just pop up out of nowhere just to see what was going on, you know. But most of the times, I already had a feeling she was up here, so it was like, all right, like, I know you ain't good all day in class. No, I'm not, but I know you here. Shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to randomly just get up and kick somebody? No, I can't do that. Like, shoot, like. Now, I used to kick certain people. That's because they used to get on my nerve early in the morning before I even got into school. All right, I got you. Nice little kick to the shins. Hold this. It was like, nothing serious, bro. It was just like, hold this, little nigga.
Well, I think if the communities were involved on that level, where parents were showing up and going to school, it might do two things. One, the parents might be able to help in the capacity of being another aid to the classrooms, and two, it would keep the schools a little bit more in check and a little bit more in tune with the community. So, you know, the education portion of it, there are pros and cons to every side of it, and the kids are the ones that really are going to benefit from people being more involved in it, because that's the goal, is to make sure the kids are getting a proper education.
That's a whole fact. Yo, Kenny, salute, my guy. Nah, but see, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to these type of topics, it's not like it can't be broken down or even parts to it, because there's always something different being added to this aspect. Like I said, you know, no doubt, bro. Like I said, it's just things like that you're gonna have to bring up to the forefront and see. You're gonna have some people who don't want to really go that route, but then again, you're gonna have to go that route, no matter how you look at it. Because guess what? That problem still be facing you right there. Like I said, are you gonna go under the problem, over the problem, or around it, or you gonna go straight through it? You're gonna have to face that problem when it's all said and done. And if your kid definitely is suffering education-wise, you will want to get on the ball and get it right.
And if you don't face a problem, the child will.
Exactly.
So, you know, and as a parent and a grandparent, the ultimate goal is for you to want to have a better life for your future generations. So, I mean, you can't really do that if you're not active in it. And with the economy and the way things are, and people have to work extra hard and working more than one job to make ends meet, there are gaps that are in the middle of that sometimes. So if you're in a community and you see a gap and you're not actively trying to help in that gap, are you really being the best person you should be?
Exactly. Well, see, when you ask questions like that, everybody want to get their panties in a bunch, but you can't get your panties in a bunch when this is your kid's future education at stake. This is their livelihood at stake. And when it's all said and done, why would you want to set your kids up for any type of failure? And then once you set them up for failure, some will actually try to blame the establishment. Like, no, it's your fault too. You have to take accountability because you are the parent at the end of the day. You're supposed to be on point with what your kid is learning, and what your kid is not learning. No, you can't.
You know, like I said a couple times now, I don't have all the right answers, but if something I say sparks an idea or some kind of a thought in your mind, and it helps you learn something new that you didn't know before,
Yeah. Nah, that's a whole fact. See, like, look,
Kenny just said that he learned the trade. Yeah, because some kids are gonna have to learn a trade. Because guess what? Some kids are not gonna be able to reach a niche that they want to reach in life, but they should at least be able to learn a trade or something, you know. And there's nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty. Some people ain't gonna get those quote unquote high priced and all them good jobs. Not gonna get all of that. You know, some whatever you are blessed to have, knowledge wise, you put it to your best use. Like I told somebody, you trying to push people to go to college, right? It's not saying there's nothing wrong with that to a degree, but you're pushing people to go to school when number one, half of these people don't have the money to pay for their own fucking tuition or the books. And even if their parents help them, when it's all said and done, at some point it's almost like they stuck by themselves. Unless the parent is literally taking care of them throughout college, or unless that kid decides, let me try to at least do something so I can at least, you know, start saving up money and doing what I need to do. Like it's basically like you shortchanging them, man. Because even when they graduate college for whatever they majored in, what's it gonna do if they not gonna be able to get a job right away?
Well,
You got
let me
all
give
these
you another
degrees.
example too.
Yeah, like come on, you got all these degrees, and then in the same token, when you get these degrees, it's not benefiting you. It's not helping you get where you want to get.
Let me give you another example too. Going to a technical school on a federal student loan for one
Yeah.
semester is roughly about $6,000. And the federal student loan program for that $6,000 is charging 88 cents a day interest
Yeah.
for loans. So if these kids go to school and they get these loans to go to college on, and say the average is $6,000 a semester, that's $12,000 a year.
Yeah. They ain't gonna have that money to pay back. It's hard to pay that money back, especially if it is a tuition. Because you got to pay that back. That's gonna, or if you don't pay it back, that's gonna be right on your credit. And that's the sad part. They don't tell them kids. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, or prime example, if you got a tuition or a loan, you got to pay that shit back. And if you don't pay that back with the interest or whatever, that's going on your credit. That could mess up whatever you trying to do. Those student loans can mess up a lot of people.
$12,000 a year in student loans, and the interest is, by my calculation, is somewhere around $160 a month or a year in the interest alone. It's compounded every month. You know, by the time you have 4 years in a degree and you racked up somewhere around $40,000 worth of debt, $50,000 worth of debt, and you're paying an interest daily on that debt, it'll take you 20 years to pay off those student loans.
Exactly.
The price tag on them student loans is probably going to cost the child roughly somewhere around $400 a month for the student loans for 20 years. They could buy a house for that kind of money.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. They don't teach. See, like I said, I'm all for education, right? But then there's some things that we know for a fact that, like I said, that's a setup for failure too. Because now, prime example, even if you was lucky to have a parent that had the money to just pay throughout your whole college, you basically free to a degree, but you still stuck because you still got to figure out what you want to do work wise. You got to figure out what you got to do to keep a little something in your pocket. Because now, prime example, if your parents just paid everything, you think they're going to give you extra money just for whatever? No. Unless it's really necessary, no. Like, you got to figure out things on your own. See, like I said, you can get all these diplomas, but guess what? They ain't setting you up for nothing. The most they're going to set you up for is a job search. And you better hope that you can at least get the job with the degrees that you got.
And, you know, right now, right out of school, a kid could go apply to be an apprentice electrician.
Yeah.
For an electrical outfit, which will pay them a mediocre wage. And then most electrical companies will have a class session that they could go to 3 nights a week to study to get their journeyman license and their master's license at no cost.
No doubt, Kenny.
Dedicate the time. They don't get paid to go to study. They'll teach them all the skills that they need to have to pass that test. And within a 3-year period, that you could get your master's license as a master electrician and make $60 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to. Yeah. Yo, Kenny, no doubt, bro. Like I said, whenever you do, like I said, you know what it is, I'll post it up and shit. Because see, that's what I'm saying. Like I told you, all passing on some sort of info or something. We learning something from each other and we building as we go along. As it's supposed to be. And like I said, bro, whenever you got it, I'll put it up on the channel and shit, no doubt. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, you see how the last time I did something and I put the number up about domestic abuse, violence, and all of that. I'm bringing awareness regardless of what anybody might think. I don't got to necessarily always put information on the screen. But if I'm giving you straight insight, that's enough information right there. But I'll always put something down in case if it's something that everybody might want to get into, especially if they in the New York City area. And you might have things that's outside of New York City that could benefit people. Your credit do get messed up though too, because that'll mess up your whole credit score.
Well, if there's parents that are in the chat or watching the replay and you're struggling with a child in school, ask somebody.
Yeah.
Because we got some smart people around here. Smart people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. Everybody that's in the chat is a creator. If you want to expand on this situation and put more light on it, you should.
Yeah, she's like, he just gave me something. But I'm gonna look that up later too, Kenny, because I'm gonna probably, when I do this live tomorrow, I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna look up everything, put the number down, and all of that. Like I said, that's how I do it. Any type of education, any type of awareness is better than nothing being bought at all.
That's the part of the community that having that information available to people. There's people right now that probably don't know one end of a board from another. Get a free education.
Yeah.
Working for a living's better than trying to get by with nothing.
Exactly. And see, even if you don't want to work for somebody forever, guess what? If you do what you need to do and you knowledgeable, you can make that possibility happen. Because some people actually did that. I worked a steady job for this long. I did what I had to do. I got info on things that I needed, and I just put my best foot forward and did what I did. For some people, it could work. But then other people, like I said, there's nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty. There's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of labor work, whatever. There's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5.
There's definitely nothing wrong with asking for somebody for some help. If you feel like you're in a rut and you need some help to get out of a rut, don't be too proud to ask somebody. Even if it's something stupid like filling out a job application.
Yeah.
Ask somebody.
Yeah, because that's the thing. What you just said right there is truth, and just like what Kenny just said was true. You want to inspire greatness regardless to what. And I feel like even when it comes to that, we have the tools necessary to at least break some of these chains and, at least try to show the youngins and just show some of the young adults too. Because some of the young adults be out here in life looking crazy. Even the ones that avoided going to college, right? You might have a high school diploma, but then again, you still out and about. You don't have nothing going. If you didn't have no type of work skill, you got to get one. I remember one dude almost didn't get a job in the job that I'm working at because his whole fucking portfolio was blank. It's like, how the hell did you go this long without working? Like, not one job, not one. The last thing you did was summer youth. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how the hell did you get this? Like, you know, and it boggles your mind sometimes. You be like, well, damn. You know, you do have people who slide under the radar like that. Like, things don't work for them. It's almost like they walking around aimlessly. And that's what we shouldn't see neither. Like, everybody deserves a chance at education and trying to build and grow.
Well, and I'll say this again.
Hey, Izzy, blessings.
There's nobody in Washington, D.C. or any lawmaker that's going to pass a law that's going to make our country better than it, where we're at right now. We as a people need to stand up and be accountable for our situations.
Hey, Mary, blessings. I see y'all in here. Glad y'all tuned in.
So this is where we start. We got to have these conversations, and then the conversations have got to continue. They don't need to stop at this live stream.
No,
you need to have
that
these
part
conversations with your family, with your kids, with your parents, with your neighbors.
Yeah, he's supposed to, because at the end of the day, everybody's, like I said, some of these kids try to get crazy with some of the adults. As far as I'm talking about, not the parents, I'm talking about the OGs. Like, you be like, this person done been here almost 70 years. Are you really trying to tell this person what the? Are you kidding me? I can see you trying to put them on to something that they might not know. But how you trying to put them on to something that they been knew and went through before you? Like, that's what I'm saying. It got to be a respect level and checks and balances when it comes to that. Because some of these youngins act like they don't want to hear truth when it's coming from an older person. But you got to understand, you're going to have to hear these truths regardless. Especially when people trying to guide you in the right way.
From somebody that's a relative, but you need to hear the truth from somebody. And if you're willing to listen to anybody, that's only going to improve your situation.
Nah, it's a fact. Nah, old head, I ain't gonna never duck nothing, bro. I can't duck nothing because, like I said, this is stuff you see day in and day out. And this is awarenesses that need to be brought because, like I said, it's not just a city thing. It's almost a worldwide thing. But then again, some of these other places in the world are a little bit better than us education-wise because there's certain things that they know for a fact they took implements on. Like, let me get this. Let me try to get into this. It's always good to have something to fall back on in case one thing you are trying to do don't work. Like, some people are getting their education only because if sports don't work for them, if the acting thing don't work for them, if certain things don't work for them where they have to fucking do something else, they're going to have something to fall back on.
And Kenny just dropped a nugget right in your lap.
Hold on, let me see something. I paid for 2 websites.
Yeah, Kenny dropped a nugget right in the chat. He's got 2 websites, and he said he'd be willing to donate one of them for the community. Email him, kenny.newyork@yahoo.
Oh, shoot, no doubt. Like I said, everybody in this community brings something. And see, that's what I want everybody to understand. What the hell? I almost stepped in. You bastards, my fault. It's only me. That's always when I come back to work. Why? No, but all in all, see people like Kenny and a few other ones, and it's a lot of people in here. We all have something to offer, whether it's education, whether it's job opportunity, something. Everybody is passing along some sort of knowledge. And that's the most important thing I want everybody to understand. This channel is all about growth, building on all levels. Like I said, even if it don't necessarily benefit me, I want to see my people winning, regardless. I want to see some sort of change. And I don't care how I'm a part of that change. I just want to be a part of that. Because I feel everybody should.
We got to make an action. We got to talk about it. We got to make a plan, and then we got to put the plan in motion.
Exactly.
there's no reason for anybody to not ask questions. And one of the things that I would pray is if somebody's struggling with reading or anything of that nature and they need help understanding something, ask somebody. Don't ever not ask, because you might find out things are a lot simpler than what you make them out to be.
Exactly. It don't take like I said, sometimes you're gonna have to see, like I said, sometimes it's a pride thing. But sometimes pride can also be a good thing because, like, prime example, my pride is different. I'm proud that I've created this community amongst people who are on the same level thinking wise and also building wise. Not easy to do something like that, and it's not easy to keep a ship afloat. But then again, when you are just being your natural self, any ship should be able to fly smooth, you know? So I just look at it from that standpoint. Like, I have a pride in that because I didn't think it would even get this far. And honestly, if I wouldn't have just kicked myself to do this, I wouldn't be here talking. I'd probably just be in the chats like I always was, just in the chats, tuning in or just giving my views and opinions. But I felt this was a bigger stage to at least bring the awareness out. So,
well, and you know what? Everybody in the chat could be anywhere in the world right now, but they're here with us. So I mean, that in and of itself, it means that you've gotten enough attention out of people to want to listen to what you're inspiring them to do. And if you're listening to the conversation, you're active in part of the conversation, then you're part of the solution. So, I'm proud of everybody that's involved in the conversation, and I hope that it sparks more interest in people just being aware that you're not alone. There's a bunch of other people that are going through the same struggles you go through every day.
exactly.
Whether you're struggling to put your shoes on and you're struggling to figure out how to spend your money, everybody's got struggles, and nobody's immune to having problems, period.
No doubt, Izzy. I'm glad you tuned in for a little bit. And you always more than welcome anytime you in here, sis. Yeah, like I said, it's a real community outreach to a degree. Like I said, this is a family. So, like, I seen Anita earlier in another chat, but I hope she good now, though. Like I said, even when it comes to trying to help people along those lines that are going through certain things, we are trying to do the best we possibly can.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I'm not perfect. I mean, I give all the perfect advice, but if I challenge your mind to think, to go out and do your own research or to ask questions, then I'm doing something that's worthwhile, and that's why I'm here.
And a lot of us are here for that reason, because a lot of us do want to see change. A lot of us want to see growth. But the main thing, like I said, is almost everybody is geared towards the same thing, trying to make sure that these youngins have a chance, and also making sure the adults who are walking around aimlessly have a chance to figure something out and do something too. Because everybody could be a part of something. Even if it's a minor thing you're doing, you're a part of something. And I think if everybody was to get on board with that, a lot of things definitely could change, especially with the school curriculum and everything. But a lot of the parents are going to have to get up. They're going to have to get up and really see what's going on in these schools and make their own decisions on what's what. And if y'all feel that the schools ain't helping your kids, or the kids ain't really learning nothing that they should be learning, then you need to either put them into another spot or homeschool.
Hey, you know what? And there's nothing wrong if you're an adult and you're not a parent getting involved.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, you don't have to have biological children to be a role model or a parent to a child, because there are a lot of children out there that need somebody to be a positive influence.
Yeah.
You ain't got to adopt one. All you got to do is invest the time. Hey, we got Kool-Aid, Bird. If you need some Kool-Aid, just let me know.
Ain't no damn Kool-Aid, man. You drunk it all. You drunk all the damn Kool-Aid. Word. Told you not to go in the refrigerator. I told you. Now you gotta go buy some sugar. How you gonna make Kool-Aid without no sugar, man? But nah, it is the truth though. Like you got people that know for a fact. Like one day, and that's what I meant to do. Damn, I should have kept that number. I fucked up. I could have put that up here too, because it was something else that was doing like free training for certain curriculums. Like if you was trying to get into, IT tech and some other stuff. And it's not that I purposely lost the number. I mixed them shits up in so many papers that last time I said, I ain't going through all of this. It's in there though. But I'm gonna have to take my time and really look for it though. Because I know it's in that because I had a folder full of papers. So I'm like, damn, it's in there somewhere. I'm not going through this big ass file. I'll wait. But I'll definitely do it. Because I was gonna put that up because like I said, they had certain things for like IT tech and computer programming and certain things of that nature. Like if you was trying to get into that type of work. And that I know some people who are actually good with computers. And that would have helped them out too. I'm like, damn, how the fuck you lose that shit that quick? But at least when it comes to certain things, I do try to give out the best information as possible.
I worked 25 years in the telecommunications field, and I started with no knowledge whatsoever. Just started with a job application and a handful of tools.
Yeah.
I probably have enough knowledge to be a network engineer or, anything along those lines. We work nose to nose with some of the brightest people in the telecommunications industry across the country. So, even at that, it's not hard to just open a door, fill out an application, and get started. It's really not. Then you don't have to have any experience or any knowledge to start out.
That's a whole fact. And you know what it is? Like Kenny said, it is tricky with certain things because it's always evolving. But see, like certain trades, if you good with it, it's always going to be an evolving door. So for whatever you think you might know or you might have knowledge on, it might be something new added to that curriculum. Like some people like to take HVAC and stuff like that. You're always going to learn something new in HVAC too. Because it always might be something new added to the damn thing. So,
hey, plumbers make good money. HVAC, electricians, heavy equipment operators, truck drivers. Man. There's a mountain of jobs out there that you don't have to have any education. You can walk right in, fill out an application, and they'll show you what to do and put you to work.
Yeah. It's really about it. But then, like I told somebody, you just got to put your best foot forward when it comes to that. And these are the type of topics, like I said, I'm going to always bring down because, it's always something being added. That's why I told somebody, you can never run out of content if you generally speaking from the heart and you generally just speaking from observation and just clear knowledge of what was what.
Yeah. I've been around a couple blocks, and if I can avoid somebody else having to go around a rough block, I'm all for it. Turn the corner to a nice street with nice people on it. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, no doubt, Rachel. I know you listening, sis. I know you doing what you got to do. Yeah, like I said, even when it comes down to this topic, this could always be brought up again for another open panel because I know there's more than just me and you that have something to say about the education part. But like I said, I don't rush nobody to do nothing. Whenever anybody is ready or they free, you already know what it is. That panel will always be open. And these are the type of topics that you're always gonna have to have. But see, when it comes to topics like this too, sometimes the people ain't gonna want to really, because they, some people are really sensitive about this type of thing because they feel like it's either you trying to play them or you trying to know. We just trying to give you a better understanding on what the hell is going on in this world right now.
If you don't know something, ask. The only stupid question is the one that's never asked.
Exactly.
Don't ever turn a door of opportunity away just because you're afraid that you might be embarrassed. We're family here. There's no reason to be embarrassed. If you need to know something, ask somebody.
Exactly. But like I said, the way society got it, they make it seem like if you asking for some sort of help, that it makes you stupid. Like I said, nothing makes you stupid. The only thing that makes you stupid is not attempting anything, not even asking the question. That will make you stupid. You're not even going to ask a question on what's what. Like, say, you just gotta be mindful of those things. Like I said,
Keep our minds open and our minds sharp. It's the best tool we have. It's the best weapon we have. They can't take your mind away from you. They can take damn near anything else they want to, but they can't take your mind away from you.
exactly. And you know what? The best way a lot of times for some people to keep their minds sharp. Some of these games that they some people think might be stupid, it's not actually stupid. It's actually keeping your brain sharp. Like some of those little word games and shit. Those shit's just keeping your brain intact to a degree. It's still keeping your brain teased, basically. Like, okay, I know I can spell this, but I know I could do this. So, but it's keeping your brain sharp, because you're going to need to learn the basics. Or sometimes you're just going to have to, sharpen your skills. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, so I told somebody one day, one of my friends told me the other day, I think he thinking about doing content at some point too, but he was like, yo, you got any real, like, I told him what I had to tell him. I said, unless you come in with something that you know for a fact is going to be something for the people, not just to watch, but to actually be a part of, then I said, honestly, I can't tell you really what to bring here. I said, because you already see what you see from afar. Like, you see what already happens on his social media. And I think he actually trying to do some real positive content. But I told him the most you can do is just bring what you see fit knowledge wise and just continue to bring that. You're going to grow regardless, even if it's a small growth, but you're going to grow. And I told him the one thing to always remember is if you can't keep a conversation going, you ain't going to get far in this game because everybody going to want to hear what you got to say. It is your platform. So I think he understands to a degree. And it's not that he don't know how to have a conversation. See, he could be just like me to a degree, but I know he want to tackle other things besides the social parts. So like I said, I told him, like, as long as you're bringing that education and as long as you're definitely bringing the awareness, people are going to watch. People are going to tune in to see what you're bringing or what you're talking about. And I told him, as long as you stray away from the bullshit that we always see on here, you good. You dodge a troll, you might get a few trolls here and there. I said, but you don't pay them no mind either because if anything, you can school them and give them this work. It's like I've been doing. He even said it himself, he said, damn, I said, you really don't be playing. You'll use a troll as content sometimes. I said, yeah, because they got to learn something too. Just like the troll this morning that had the nerve to say, fuck the kids and fuck education. So what the fuck does that say about you? What does that say about what the future of your kids could be if you really thought to say that stupid shit this morning? That's why I said you always get one dumbass, maybe two dumbasses, but then again, you don't pay them no mind. You just keep doing what you've been doing. Can't stop a lesson. You can't stop education. So keep trying.
How lonely and miserable do you have to be at that level?
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth of it. How lonely do you have to be to say fuck kids and fuck education? That's got to be miserable. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, but you got people on this damn app that think it's funny. And like I said, that's why I put them on the big screen this morning. And that's why I said what I said this morning. Can we inspire people not to be like that dumbass that just said that? But see, right now, you saying that, and if you got kids, you better hope to God your kids is learning something. If not, you better hope your kids don't be another statistic or another victim.
Yeah, people like that, I pray for at night too. Just because I pray that, I hope that they have a change in their life that's positive because that's a miserable existence. Miserable. I can't even imagine being that negative in life.
Yeah, and that's why I said, You got people who know for a fact there's certain things you just can't troll and be funny with. Education and the kids is not nothing to laugh at. And if you think it's something to laugh at, it's going to be funny when your kids are sitting there, sitting at the slow table and everybody else is moving past them. I'm sorry to say it like that, but if that's how you feel on all, then don't get mad when your kids get treated like the slow kids. Sorry.
I pray for people like that not to have kids because I don't want the kids to have to deal with that kind of negativity.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. But you got people who, like I said, Craig, it's a whole mixed bag. You got some people that, regardless, you can't tell them shit. So, you know, they gonna do what they do with their bodies. But then again, it should be up to them to decide: are you gonna let your kids suffer, or are you gonna let your kids grow? I would prefer to let my kids grow and learn something, and at least be a productive part of something, than them not learn shit and just be a burnout or a waste of space.
Man, I pray for somebody that would touch a child like that or a woman like that in public because they wouldn't want to be around me and do that.
I don't blame you.
They'd rather be in handcuffs than to deal with me on a situation like that. Mess with a child in front of me and it won't be good.
Yeah. You know, and that was the thing I didn't like earlier because I was sitting there saying that shit. I said, for you to say, well, fuck the schools and fuck them kids, nigga, I could tell the school failed you. And there probably was a whole dude behind that troll page. You never know. Because now I'm starting to see it's more males trolling than it is female. But I forgot. You know, some people are really that slow and lack education. So, of course, that's the only thing they know how to do is just try to be a distraction.
You know what? And then maybe these conversations will spark a change in some of them trolls' minds and they'll find someplace else to entertain themselves, or maybe they'll just get involved and be a part of the solution.
Who knows? But we know some of them ain't going to be a part of it. Some of them ain't going to be a part of it. Trust me.
Either way, just bring that around here because it won't last a minute. I promise.
Yeah. Because a lot of them ain't really trying to see no real growth, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. For you to sit here and say that dumb shit, that goes to show you where your whole mindset was at. And like I said, if you had the time to troll where it was supposed to be something inspirational, your life ain't that inspirational. Like I said, some people just, they don't think before they do. And I think a lot of y'all need to start doing that. Think before you do.
Hey, Kenny, you can pop up now if you want, man. Everybody's welcome to get up on the panel. And it's not an exclusive Nate and my conversation. It's a community conversation. So if you want to pop up here, Nate can drop you the link and you can get on here and have a say, because there's no limit to education as far as I'm concerned. The minute you stop learning new stuff, the minute you start dying. So, it starts at the age of newborn and it never ends until the minute they put you in the ground.
Yeah, facts. Wait a minute. Yo, word. Yeah, that's a fact. No female has ever said chump. So that's how I know for a fact a lot of these trolls that come in here be males. But then again, it could be the same person. And I'm gonna try to figure out who that is because you can't tell me that every day there's a different troll coming in.
Hey,
There's maybe one or two specific people I'm gonna think of. And I would hope it's not them because at the end of the day, I don't know y'all niggas personally and don't get it twisted, you know? Don't ever get it twisted.
Subscribe to Ronan or Word, which I hope that you are. But these conversations are just about daily and sometimes several times a day. You know, and it could be any topic whatsoever, but, you know, it's a continuation most of the time from one topic to another. So, the Word.
Yeah, shout outs to the Word. Shout outs to Ronan.
The word
We ain't pouring you wrong, nigga. Your name is fucking Old Head. Old Biscuits until further notice. You want to stop coming in my chat being disrespectful certain days, sir?
Kalani, Papa Will. I mean, these conversations, Eve, these conversations are popping up everywhere. And the more that they do, and the more that people start being aware of it, the better this community is going to be. And it's going to make an impact somewhere along the lines. It's not just going to be our community, but it's going to be others.
Exactly.
You know, and Ryder.
Yeah, she another one. Shout out to Riders for Life, Rachel. She another one. She'll bring up these topics too. That's what I'm saying. This community is more than just a bunch of social politic people. No, we got different people. We got mukbangers and everybody else who believe in the same thing. They want to see change and growth. They want to see certain shit come to an end. And I love what I built here. And I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing.
It's on fire. It's going to go places, Nate. You know, and that's why I said everybody could be anywhere they wanted to, but they're here, you know. So salute to everybody in the chat, because you could be anywhere else. And you're taking the time to listen to what we had to say, and that's important.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. With a topic like this, I could always put a part 2 or part 3. This would technically be a part 3 to that, because I already kind of did part 1 one time before.
Part 30, it don't matter. We'll break it down to Match 101 if people want to do it. It really doesn't matter to me. But like I said, if somebody needs help with something, not asking is the only mistake. But it doesn't matter what it is. If you're having trouble with your kids, or you're having trouble figuring out how to decipher an electric bill, I don't care what it is. If you're struggling to understand something, the only mistake is not asking for help. And it doesn't mean that we look down on anybody or anything of that nature. But if you don't ask, we can't help you. And there's a lot of smart people here that can do just that.
Facts. And I appreciate that, Platty. I see what you did. What the fuck? Somebody getting arrested again tonight, y'all. Them niggas just ran. It's like 4 cop cars just ran down the block already. Like, somebody going to jail tonight. Why you going to jail for? Why?
What do you do that for? Don't do that no more.
Nah, but that's stupid. That had been like getting arrested yesterday, knowing it's a holiday today. You ain't going to see no judge till Tuesday. Like, I'm quite sure it's probably a few people slipped up yesterday and got arrested. Like, dumbass. I'm sorry. I'll be trying not to go that far, but I'll be like, if you are getting arrested around a holiday, day, any type of holiday, that they consider they ain't going to, you're going to be sitting there looking stupid. Like, damn, so I should have waited.
Hey, Kenny, that's how it happens, and that's where Nate's going to be in a minute. Nate's going to be pushing 3,000 in no time flat. Ward's going to be right behind him. I mean, it isn't going to take long. You know, it's part of that is because we've got a good community of people that are solid. So,
yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we don't have any riffraff because we've got some excellent mods in the chat. It just doesn't happen. You know, they do come in, but they don't stay long.
Yeah.
I know, Miss Ossie, one of these days you're going to have to do some content. Because you're gonna be up there no matter what. You might as well do something and get some recognition for it. You might as well you're already earning your flowers. You might as well receive them.
I already told that shit. There's a few people like I told. You know, if you want to push content, especially when you know y'all be bringing good stuff in the chat, do so. Like I said, it's always good to have different people, as long as they all on the same aspect of just trying to see a goal. You know, do what you see fit. Whatever you feel you could bring to the table, you bring it. You know, and people will be supportive. Like, I'll be one of them. Like I said, for a few of them guys still trying to be stubborn about it. If y'all decide to do content, you know your boy gonna rock out with you. I'll probably be one of the first ones in y'all chat. Like, oh shit, they got it.
Just like Tay, you know, how long did it take her? And she started what, like the early part of 2022?
Yeah.
She's monetized now. So,
See, that's crazy because she started, I would say she started a couple months after me then. If that's because I started doing my content in January, but I was just doing uploads. I wasn't really doing no lives. I think the last upload I did was the Friends and Loyalty one. That was the last real upload I did. Other than that, everything else been alive since September. The crazy part about it all, I didn't know all that added up. I looked at something that threw me all the way off. I said, wait, what? But then I realized something. I've been going live like crazy. But that's because there's always something to bring to the damn table. At some point, I'm going to take a break. It ain't going to be right now. But it ain't going to be right now.
I put Kenny's email in the private chat. I don't know if you can go back and see that later or not.
Shit, I gotta write this down. If not, yo, Kenny, if I don't get a chance to write this down, you got me on Instagram, bro. Just leave me the email and all of that. Yeah, I ain't got no fucking pen on me right now. See, when I need a pen to stab something, I can't get no pen. No, I don't think I'm stabbing somebody. I'm stabbing the paper. Get your minds out the gutter. I'm not a violent person. Kenny down there. All right, no doubt. I'm gonna try to remember this off the rip. Damn, what the hell, for real? Oh yeah, okay. Somebody definitely going to jail tonight. And it's not even a sweep. It's not even one of those sweep nights. That's the sad part about it. It's just a dumb night. Somebody definitely on down. That New York City life is real though.
You know what, Word? She's got a lot to offer people. And I know that she's in a place right now where she's coming out of her shell. But I tell you what, Miss Ossie's a powerful woman and she's got a powerful mind. So when she's ready,
She know that.
Everybody better hang on. She'll put a whopper on you.
She knows that. It's a lot of them that know that. That's why I said, you know, everybody's going to be able to add something to the conversation. Doesn't matter at this point, you know.
Nothing but positive, you know, and that's the goal, to help make everybody's day tomorrow a better day than it was today. Uh-oh. All by myself.
Of a beat. Did it again.
I hate to
Did it again. It's the second time today. That's how I know y'all don't want me to be nice and be educational today. I see you, Letitia. Blessings. Hey, they kicked me out the damn thing again. Yo, stream y'all. You can't be smoking rocks like that, baby. You can't be smoking rocks like that, baby.
I don't know who it is.
Letitia, blessings. I see you in here, sis.
Hey, Word, do it.
Word, check. Yo, Word, check this out, bro. If that's the case,
we'll deal with it.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Nah, but I'll tell you this right now, though, Word. If that's the case, everybody gonna need one because everybody is speaking some sort of truth that we know for a fact. We know for a fact to be true, and they don't want us to be that awoke. They want us to be asleep. You know. But that's the truth, though. When it comes to people who are speaking knowledgeable truths, whether it's from the book, whether it's from the street aspect or from both. Like, see, I give you a little bit of both. Not just gonna give you book knowledge, but give you street knowledge to a degree because I done been running around just observing a lot of things. Even coming up, there's things that I observed, like I said, that's always had me asking questions forever, you know?
And the best part about it, Nate, is the more conversations we have, the more we find out everybody's a lot more in common with what they think and feel than what they realize. So just having the ability to put the information out there, there's a lot more common ground between everybody than what normal people know. And a lot of people get too wrapped up in their own world to really take the time to see how common they are with everybody else around them. So these conversations are bringing the awareness out is doing a lot of good for everybody.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing I'm gonna continue to bring in. Like I said, because we all need to have this convo, and we all need to put our best foot forward, our best ideas forward. Hey, yo, Kenny, I got you the next time. Who knows? Club Nate might be open tomorrow, so who knows? But see, Letitia, you just said something that's truthful too. You know, there's a lot of things. Like I said, they slowly poisoning a lot of things, but that's shit. That's for another topic. And Letitia. And you know what? Speaking on that level, the next panel that I drop, if you want to pop up with whatever information, you know, we definitely, we could definitely use you up here too.
Yeah, anybody. That's true for everybody. You know, and I know there are a lot of people that are in fields that are beneficial to everybody in the community too, and they haven't really had the courage to speak on it. But we encourage everybody, and there's nobody in the community that's going to discourage anybody or make fun of anybody for being on a panel and saying what they have to say. It just isn't going to happen. So don't be afraid. Somebody will hold your hand and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, but like I said, when it comes to these topics, you can't escape nothing. You know, you could try to be funny with everything, but that problem will still be there until we all face it head on. You know.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody's got a truth to speak, so might as well speak on it. You know, and people open up and they're going to find out how beautiful they are inside, regardless of the scars or anything on the outside. It doesn't matter. What your content is, who you are. It comes from the inside of who you are, not from the outer shell. So, hello, Nicole. I don't know why Miss Aussie ain't hit the link, because I know she's got something to say about education. She's got 2 teenagers.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, this topic could be a part 3 to it. Like I said, I could probably have this part 3 and have Rachel and a few other ones too that said they want to pop up. So that's why I said these topics never go away. They don't never die out, at least not with me. So there is no ducking and dodging, no nothing where we can try to help these problems at the best way we can. You know.
Absolutely.
Well, like I said, Letitia, anytime the panel open, if you do want to bring something to the convo, you're a smart woman. I've seen some of your stuff. Trust me. I would definitely love to have you up here too. Oh, that's Craig, Nicole. That's Craig.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the mouthy one. Always causing trouble somewhere. Creating a ruckus.
You know, like I said, these type of topics you could definitely have parts to. And like I said, I'm not rushing nobody, but I know at some point there's going to be more than a few people bringing some shit up here. So And we could definitely just do this on another day, definitely. I definitely just want to give everybody the opportunity to, speak they truth, you know. See, I don't never do that. I allow anybody to say and do whatever as far as the educational part of it. More than willing to give your best advice, your best knowledge, all of that. I don't shun nobody from trying to shine. And it's not even so much as trying to stunt shine or stunt the growth neither. It's about just building better. That's it.
Word said he's about to come up. That'd be awesome. Pop that link again, Nate. That'd be stellar.
Yeah. Hold on, let me drop the link again. No doubt. Well, I'm gonna drop the link again. And damn, what the hell? I just did something stupid. I gotta get used to this phone again.
We got to get Nate a computer so he can do the live streams on the phone and the computer.
Nah, but I don't think I like to carry my laptop anyway. That's what I'm saying. When I do like sit still certain days, I'll try to use the laptop. It was only because I don't know. I mostly everything I could do on the phone.
Most everything, or having a second device that you can interact with the chat might help a little bit. But bouncing back and forth on one screen can be a handful. But and there and again, we've got great mods in the chat, so salute to them because they do a great job of handling things in the chat, dropping links and communicating with people. Hey, Deuce, welcome back. So, I mean, it's a good community and things are rolling, and they're going to continue to roll. So
Definitely.
If we can do this as a community, there should never be an issue with teaching kids how to be a good community either.
Exactly.
With influence on some kids.
See, and that's the most thing we are supposed to influence. We're supposed to influence these kids better. We're supposed to definitely teach them the ropes, and we definitely supposed to make sure that they are still moving forward regardless what is going on in the world, If you want to pop up now, Letitia, you're more than welcome. While I'm still up here.
Yep. Either today, tomorrow, the day after. Nate's one of those people. Everybody's welcome. So, granted, it's not every day that Nate has a conversation panel live stream, but man, when he does, there's always some nuggets to be had somewhere.
I don't know if I should let this jive turkey on my screen. Now I'm messing with you. Oh, good.
I gotta close my mute real quick.
What's good, my guy? Yeah, nah, but this is the thing. Like I said,
I had to close that other window. What up, though?
Chilling. I'm gonna be on for a little bit, Letitia, but if you can't make it up tonight, I'll have another open panel tomorrow, and you can definitely pop up. Like I said, I like to get different views and opinions. I love when my people are talking and just expressing everything. It's supposed to be that way.
And if the evening time doesn't work for you and you can do it a different time, put it in the chat because somebody will be willing to take that up, whether it be Kalani or Word or Nate or Papa. There's bound to be somebody that'll do a live stream in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on after this.
Oh, you going on after? No doubt.
Yeah, I'm probably going like 11:30. But yeah, I mean, it's y'all was building up here, bro, and there's a lot of points that you guys made. There's a lot of points that was made in the chat. I just think we need to be more active in school, but we also got to see things for what it is. The system is created not to educate our children, not to build them to better people, but to build them into functional workers. So a lot of the stuff that we learned in school, they don't teach that no more. And we got so accustomed to our kids going to school, learning, and coming home. Um, but the difference is, like in my generation, when I came home, I was asked what I learned in school, and I don't think that's done enough. Because whatever they're not teaching is our responsibility to teach. It's our responsibility to teach, period. But we get too complacent with allowing other people to teach our kids, and we got to stop that.
That's a fact. No doubt, Nicole. Like I said, you already know what it is, sis. You another one. Anytime you want to pop up, you know what it is. No, that's absolutely right, though. That's what I'm saying. Some of the parents know that, and see, like, look, some of these parents know that their kids are going to schools that are either too dangerous or they're not really learning nothing. So if you feel you can't put them somewhere where they safe enough to go and learn and just be them, then you homeschool.
Right. And then, like I said too, it's stuff that school don't teach our kids that we need to teach. And that's why, like, I don't like in Michigan, we got homeschool groups, but a group that I was part of, I actually went in and taught self defense to the kids. So one of their courses from homeschooling was self-defense, and there's a community of people. So it's stuff that's being done that we can utilize. Because I'm pretty sure there's other groups. I know there's 4 groups in Michigan like that, where there's a group of parents that and we carpool, we take kids from one destination to the next. So it's like a community. So I mean, even doing that, just taking responsibility. We got to stop looking for the government to help us and stop asking them for things that they not go give us that we can do for ourselves. A lot of this stuff that we complain about, or I ain't gonna say complain, but a lot of the stuff that we see as issues or problems, we can fix it ourselves. We just looking for them to do it.
Exactly. That's why I said, even if it's the smallest things, you always want to be able to add something to make change. Like right now, I might not be doing certain things like certain people, and it doesn't matter. My main focus was just bringing awareness and education, but also building. And at some point, even like I said, even if it's not going to benefit me, I would rather it benefit everybody else that I know for a fact can actually utilize and shine. Some people are comfortable where they at. See, like I said, don't get it twisted. I'm always thinking of different ways to build, and like I said, I'm always different of doing different things to try to add to that. Like I said, even when it came to this panel and this channel, it just, like I said, add certain things that I know for a fact everybody gonna want to be educated, but also gonna want to have some sort of form of entertainment. Hence, what you get over here.
Yeah, because I'm boring, so I even come over here for entertainment. Yeah, I'm the boring one out the group. Yeah, that's okay. I got Craig and I got Nate and I got Platt and Papa. Man, I mean, what I said it the other night though, but Nate, the way you bringing everything together and the foundation that you lay, the template. Like I said, I feel like you defining a lot of different stereotypes that we had, and that's what we need because the limitations that we put on ourselves is just that. As limitations we put on ourselves. We think that we can't do something, and then we continuously say it, and then we start believing it. Like we think that we can't build a community of like-minded people in a positive light on the internet because we see so much drama. So people just gave up on the idea, but look what you're doing. You're showing it can be done. That's what I'm saying. Like that example in itself. That's beautiful.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You got to bring, like I said, you got to bring examples, and you also just got to bring the things that you see fit. Like I said, all in all,
everybody deserves a fighting chance when it comes to education and just trying to build, build on a good, strong level. And you're gonna have some who are gonna sit there and just deny the shit, but you can't reach everybody. You can only reach those who really want to try to help themselves and better themselves.
And like I was saying in the comments earlier too about that, like we need to start putting people in place in these positions to make an effective change. If we go continue to use their system, well, I don't want to say it like this, but we got to infiltrate it. It needs to be people, teachers, superintendents, principals. These need to be our people. And when I say our people, I'm literally talking about people who we put in those positions, not someone they give us a choice and they come give us a speech of hope and we give them a job. And then a couple months later, we realize like we've been bamboozled again. That don't work. So do what they do. When we got a movement going on, what they do, they infiltrate it. That's what we got to do.
Yeah. And the only way I could say that it can even be a successful thing a lot of times, for those who know for a fact they can try to, help with different building facilities. If you was putting your money towards getting some of these spots and opening these spots up the way you need to, it would definitely change because if you open up enough after school curriculums, like educational centers, all that shit for these kids again, a lot of them kids not even so much just be in the streets. They won't worry about the streets because they know they're gonna have some place to go where it's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna get our education, we're gonna learn, we're gonna build, and we're gonna be able to, you know, network amongst people, even if it's coming from different backgrounds. But like I said, when you try to keep enforcing certain things, that's where it's always gonna be somewhat of a problem. They want to keep that division, but guess what? Everybody can build together, and it don't have to be a necessary hate.
And
It don't have to be a necessary hate or ignorance.
and building on what you just said, you said we got to open it up and we have to fund it and we have to support it. We can't wait for the government to give us a grant. I mean, we pay over $100 on our cell phone bills. I mean, as a community, if we come together and fund our own things, it's ours. We can run it and do with it the way we want to. We ain't waiting for nobody to give us no money to help. We can do it. That's what I'm saying. We got to stop waiting for assistance and just do it. We invest money into all these other companies that don't give back to us, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Um, we need to invest in ourselves. And investing in ourselves is investing in our kids. That's our future. So those are investments. A community center, somewhere where they can go and keep active, stay out of trouble, have a tutoring spot there. That's ideal.
Hmm.
Well, another observation I wanted to make about education is teaching our children to fight with their mind and not with their hands or with weapons or anything of that nature. Personally, I do better and I thrive on people telling me that I can't do something. And I know I'm not the only human that feels that way. But teaching children how to win mentally is as important as teaching them how to learn everything else to go along with it.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, my computer shut off. Oh, it went down. But yeah, you're right, Craig. That's why when I said I was in that group with homeschooling, you need a balance. So I had to teach them physically too because that builds confidence. Like that confidence translates over to other things too. You know. So I mean, you're right. Not only mentally, you got to teach them physically. They need a balance.
Well, like I tell a lot of kids, there's a certain amount of pride from going to work and a sense of accomplishment of earning your way versus having stuff just handed to you or doing without because you don't know how to go out and do it. not every job's glamorous, but you know, at the end of the day, when you get paid for doing the work that you do, you ought to be proud of it.
Facts.
And if you're not proud of the work you do every day, then maybe you need to change.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself that building. Like I said, some people ain't gonna want to work for certain people forever, which I could understand that and I could respect that. You want to be independent. But then guess what? You're still gonna have to put the tools necessary together to try to get past that. But if you ain't gonna do it, you can't complain about nothing. See, like I said, I wouldn't care if I was working for somebody else or working for myself. As long as I'm working, I'm happy. I don't give a damn. As long as I'm still moving, I'm busy, I'm good. See, I'm content. Like I said, some people don't know what contentment is either. Like, gotta be content in whatever it is you're doing in life. Not saying you can't reach for higher or you can't try to change certain things, but just be content and just know where you stand at.
Well, even at a job that you're not content with, you can always strive to be better at that job or improve that job or make change. You know, employers are always open to ideas. So
that's a whole fact right there.
And Letitia, if we're not here, we may be over at the Words channel. So if you're not subscribed to Word, it probably
Nah, she is. She is.
Yeah, that's Tisha. That's the information from the third eye. Like, her perspective is dope. Like the way she like when we talk about third eye activation, you just see the way she break down information. It's humble.
No doubt, sis. Well, if you, like I said, you're not going to be able to, or any one of us, like I said, I'll have another open panel tomorrow. Like I said, I definitely, because Rachel wanted to pop up too. I know she has some things she wanted to pop in. Like I said, it's another one. Like she putting her foot forward and doing what needs to be done. And that right there should be an inspiration because and that should be an inspiration for some women. Don't let certain things define you neither, or don't let nothing stop you neither. She's putting her foot forward the way she needs to. And that's what a lot of people need to do. When you adamant on things, you gotta fucking step on that forefront. You gotta really hold it down that battlefield. If not, just here for nothing.
and that's what makes our community great is there's a mountain of knowledge. So if anybody's struggling with anything and they're in a bad place, ask questions because there's a mountain of people that can help you.
Yeah, because at some point, like I said, I'm gonna start implementing emails or certain things like that. But like I said, everything is a process. And even if I don't implement the emails, if ain't none of y'all got Instagram or fucking Facebook or even a regular SMS messenger on your phone, something wrong with you. I love y'all, but something wrong with y'all. Stop playing. We make sure none of y'all got the Obama phones, the flip phones. We make sure y'all get it.
I never did get one.
I couldn't get one, bro. They wouldn't give me one.
I'm too low on the food chain
It's
for
free. I
Obama.
want one. Hey,
Nah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Because even when it comes to certain things, I couldn't fully help Anita even though she was having her situation yesterday. But you see how you was telling her certain word, like you said, you was just. That's why I told her. I said, unless you want to give me the email or something like that, or I don't mind hitting certain ones, especially if I know it's something I might need a fucking thing on.
yeah,
That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be building. Because we know some things you can't put up here because everybody want to be an asshole.
yeah. Did you talk to her today? Because I put some information for her in the chat. Because I don't have resources in Cali, but when I talked to some people, they gave me some referrals. So I put it in the chat. I don't know if she got it, but yeah, it's like I said, it's different over here because just a group of people and like you being the head of your channel and the way you run things, you make it an environment where people can feel safe to actually voice their concerns. And you got people here who willing to, if it's not, direct help, at least, willing to do the research to get them the help they need. So I think that's powerful too. And you don't see that a lot.
No
People
doubt. And you
more or
know
less
what?
just make. My bad. Go ahead.
I can research all kinds of information. So, like I said,
My computer keeps shutting
if you're
down.
struggling, say something, because we've got the right people around us, and we can find resources. It may not be the perfect resources, but we can find some resources somewhere.
Yeah, like see, like prime example, when I put up that number that for the domestic violence and domestic abuse, that's a national hotline. That's not just for one state. No, that's for anybody that's going through it. Like I said, it's still general information because we know those type of things are still going on. So I said you always gotta add something to the.
Information out there don't do that either. But if you're struggling with something and you don't say something, I mean, that makes my heart bleed for you. Because you shouldn't be going through anything that you think is hardship alone. I mean, that's the number one rule: is don't be in a hardship by yourself. Don't be stuck in a hole without a shovel.
Well, see, I think that's why Nate's platform is good, and that's the environment I'm trying to create on mine also. Where, because just the reality, a lot of us have been through BS with people, and it's hard to trust others. But creating an environment where people can do that and maintaining it, like I said, that's how change starts. Like we say, it started at home. This is our virtual home. So if we start that on this platform and get people to feel more comfortable, it leak out.
Yeah, like last night. Like last night, I had Angel pop up, and I had my boy Phil in here. He was in here. Like I said, he brought a touching story about his situation and all of that. And I felt like I said that was something that was positive because, like I said, there's somebody who probably went through it or could be possibly going through it. And if they seen that, that's an inspirational thing on how to maneuver around these type of situations, especially when this abuse happening in the home. And even when it comes to any type of abuse,
Inspire them to speak up and look for help.
exactly.
So
I know I'm definitely about to shut this down in a minute. I definitely had, like I said, this was a build right here. Like I said, this would be a part 3. This is only the second part. I already did part of the first part. Part 3, definitely. Like I said, I could probably make part 3 sometime tomorrow morning. Like I said, Letitia, if you still in the chat, if you popping up whatever time I go on, more than welcome to hit the link. Same thing for you, riders. I already know what it is. And if y'all can't make it for the morning, I'll try to do an early afternoon panel. We could definitely do that.
no doubt. Well, thank you everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you to the replay crowd. Thank you to the shadow bush huggers. And if you still hug it on that bush, I don't know why, but you might just jump in and be part of the conversation. You might learn something. So, thank you for having me. It's been a blessing, and I hope we inspire people to have a better tomorrow. And thank you, Word, for popping in and hanging out with us. Are you going to go live next?
Yeah, I'm gonna go live in a minute.
All right, well, I'll pop over there, but I'm going to pop down, Nate. Be blessed, brother.
Bless, Craig. You already know. Anytime the panel open,
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro, for letting me pop up, man. I'm gonna jump down too.
Yeah, I already know, bro. Like I told you, anytime the panel open when it comes to these discussions, it's open, man. It's what we supposed to be here for the building. So y'all already know. Y'all family, so y'all more than welcome to pop up.
Oh, for sure, bro. Appreciate you again.
No doubt, bro. And I'll definitely see you in yours in a little bit. Shout outs to the Word. Shout outs to Craig Dobbin. If y'all just tuned in or y'all just coming into the class. Class is over, y'all. I had y'all for almost 3 hours, but we had a positive build. And again, this is the type of topic I'm gonna put a part 3 to. And again, if you can, most definitely. You know what? I'll set that live panel. I'll try to do that early as possible. Because I kind of do feel like I want to play some music tomorrow night too. You know me, your boy give you the triple play every day. You know. But this was definitely a topic for building. And this was a topic that needed to be talked about and will still be talked about. So I appreciate those who tuned in. If you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the shadow watchers that rock with your boy. And shout outs to everybody who was in here. You know, y'all could have been anywhere else, but you was rocking with your boy, and I do appreciate that. And the love will always be reciprocated, like I said. You know, change could come in a multitude of ways. Just got to be willing to be on the forefront foot, whether it's bringing education, whether it's actually being on the fields or whatever. You know, we could definitely make a lot of things happen. You know, and again, I appreciate those who tuned in. Appreciate everybody who really rocking with your boy. You know, and we'll definitely have this convo tomorrow. Like I said, I'll try to set the time so this way I could have Letitia, I could have Rachel, and I could have a few other ones that want to hit the panel, you know, and we could definitely finish building on that. You know, Papa Will, you late to church as usual, so you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do, Papa Will. You always late for church, good sir. Nah, I'm messing with you. Like I said, definitely if you just tuned in and you missed it, catch the replay. Even if you don't want to sit through it, hey, just pick up on some things that you might want to hear. Spread the word, you know. Again, appreciate the panel guests and everybody else that was here. Hope everybody has a blessed and safe evening. You know, stay safe, keep that third eye open. You already know we'll be back tomorrow. You know, appreciate y'all definitely. Until the next live, we out here. Peace and blessings.